Hello everyone, happy Thursday, and here we are at the land of opportunity and all that kind of stuff. We are here for the American Grand Prix, or shall I say the United States Grand Prix. And of course, United States does have quite a rich history in Formula One, good and bad, unfortunately, good and bad. But before we go into that history, we need to go into the drivers and the constructors standing, shall we? And let's start off with the drivers. And it is the drivers. It is well, yeah, we are going to start with the drivers. We've got 19 cars on the circuit at this moment in time as well. And I've got I'm just trying to get my head around this new party stuff and all that kind of jazz, because I have no earthly idea, and I've got no earthly idea how all these party stuff works. But apparently you can't have a private party anymore, which is a bit of a worry, because that means I'm probably going to get gate crashed here, there and everywhere. But never mind, let's get on with it, shall we? There's also, I hope that we have no connection issues either, because it looks like my DNS server was not working a minute ago and I had to turn it off and back on. Felt like I was back at work. Right then, let's take a look at the drivers and the constructors. Then it is Maxi who's leading the championship by 4 points then from Steve, who is in second position after that fantastic drive last time out for Steve, wasn't it? And that is his second race win of the season as well for the Japanese for the Japanese Grand Prix. Fantastic stuff. But T Sammy in third position, the world champion. He's 21 points back from Maxi. We have a bit of a gap developing between T Sammy, the top three, and the rest of it so far. But Sprint currently all on its lonesome in fourth position. But I think that just underlines how good he's been here. This season's been brilliant, hasn't he? Matt, his teammate, is in fifth position there, 5 points away from the 100 mark there, with Timmy 1 point behind him in sixth position. We have Roscoe seventh. Eighth position is Hogg. Ninth is Fizzy. They've just swapped positions. And 10th is Val. Double getting some points last time out. Fantastic stuff for Double. He is now up to 14th position as well. Rizzlesticks, JJ and Josh still haven't scored yet in this season's championship. In the constructors standings, we have Alpha Tari, who have 37 points in front of Alfa Romeo, the other Alpha. So we now know who the Alpha male is. We got Ferrari in third position. Haas is in fourth then, in their home Grand Prix circuit as well. So fingers crossed for PB and for the man who won last time out, Steve, to get some good results here tonight as well. And potentially Steve could be could lead this championship if things go his way. In fifth position is the car on screen now. That is the McLaren car. Red Bull in sixth, and Mercedes seventh. Renault is eighth, and Racing Point on ninth, and Williams completes the top 10. Unfortunately, Williams haven't got any points to their name just yet. Hello, Lucas, and a go T Sammy is the message from Lucas. Brilliant 17th then, and of course it's fantastic to have you all along for the ride as well. And we've also got Sprint saying evening as well. Short hello, Sprint then. On board Timmy now as we go up into turn one, which I gotta say, you're almost looking up into the sky, aren't you, before you drop back down into turn two. Then this circuit does have some characteristics, don't it, in terms of the I'm saying a lot. Oh, we got yellow flag and free. There I'm again. In terms of like stealing other parts of circuits, isn't it? Like the SSR there with like it was very similar to the Japanese SSR, and also the and also probably the British the Silverstone racer of Maggots and Beckett's as well. Lovely stuff indeed. That also the formidable turn 18 on here is actually kind of like reminiscent of the turn 8 of Istanbul, which of course we're going to the Turkish Grand Prix circuit in a couple of weeks' time. Not an IRC, unfortunately, which I got to say is a fantasy of mine, but unfortunately that fantasy is not going to be fulfilled this season. Maybe on the next game, perhaps. I'd love to see the IRC boys in action around that beautiful Istanbul circuit. I'd love to see them around, of course, Mugello as well. I reckon that'll be a fantastic race for IRC. Really good stuff indeed. Then we have got Jan saying, "Evening, guys. Let's go for a great race." Said indeed. Then this circuit, I got to say, I'm not really the biggest fan of the circuit personally. I would I'm not really a big fan of Circuits of the America, really. I don't know, but I think you either love it or you hate, really. Timmy might like it at the moment, and he is fast as he was on pole position last time we was doing qualifying in RC, which is a crack, and that was his second pole position of his career as well. We've got Hogg, who is now up into at the moment. No, yet it's because T Sammy, the world champion, who has got quite a mountain to start to climb. As we're on round 12 now, we're halfway through the world championship, and things have not gone his way so far this season, have they? PB's in the pits at the moment. We've got Mason there going down the back straight. We've got Fizzy coming through turn 18 as well, and before into 19 and 20. There is going to be a lot of emphasis on track limits tonight. Sorry, I've got to adjust my headpiece. Yes, there is a lot of there's going to be a lot of lovely helmet from Fizzy, lovely, beautiful stuff indeed. Then. But no, of course, there's going to be a lot of emphasis on track limits tonight because of the because if anyone remembers the Indy race around here, I've got to say they didn't really use track limits, did they? Gaz has gone into 7th finish. We're on board of Rizzlestick. Said Cam Rizzles get himself back into the points as well. Right into the points first time this season. Has to be his target for tonight. Then Maxi's gone fast at the moment, and he has been on pole positions 4 times this season. Can he make it 5 tonight as well? We have got. We've got a couple of sessions to go before we find that out. Then we have got Val coming through the final turn as well. Turn 20 accelerated away. 2 DRS zones around this circle of the Americas. He goes fast at the moment. We've got a Red Bull just coming through the final quarter as well. But it's Roscoe at the moment. Harry is in the final part of the lap as well. We're on board with the McLaren driver. We've already seen a lot of Timmy. Now we're seeing a bit of Harry as well. Lovely stuff indeed. What a way to get your blood flowing, isn't it here? Of course, I've already mentioned about the history of America, haven't we? Of course, if you think about historic Grand Prix in America, how can you forget that infamous one of 2005? Asdog goes second fast at the moment. We'll talk more about Asdog a bit later on in this qualifying session if we get time then, because I feel he's had a bit of a difficult ride, hasn't he, so far this season? Rizzlesticks goes 12 fast at the moment. Lovely 17th then. Glass is having a second bite of the cherry as well then, so he's done a harvesting lap and now he's back on it as well. Roscoe is is demonstrating beautifully the second DRS zone around here, down the back straight as well. Of course, we're going to see plenty of overtaking down that back straight then, so hold on to your horses, everyone. We'll keep an eye on that throughout the race as well. Of course, then 2005, the American Grand Prix, that infamous race where Michelin had some issues with the tyres, didn't they? Remember, back in 2005, they decided to only have you weren't allowed to change tyres, were you? Unless there was a safety concern in... well, there's a lot of safety concerns in the 2005 United States Grand Prix, isn't there? Goodness me. Ralph Schumacher had a very similar incident to what he did in 2004, didn't he? If remember where he had that massive incident on the banked final corner of Indianapolis there. Unfortunately, he replicated that incident in 2005, but it had much more dire effects, didn't it? Of course, Ralph Schumacher unfortunately did miss a couple of races in 2004, but for 2005, a lot of those drivers had to go home, because remember, I think there were 7 teams, wasn't there? 6 or 7 teams that was on the Michelin branded tyre. This was back in the tyre wars, wasn't it, where we had Bridgestone and we had Michelin, didn't we? Or Michelin. I call it Michelin, so I'm going with Michelin. It might be Michelin. If it is, let me know in the comments there if anyone's getting a bit hasty over there with my pronunciation. But yeah, Michelin. Then of course that was at the height of the tyre war. Unfortunately, that was the second to last season where he had a tyre war, wasn't it? Really, unfortunately or fortunately, it kind of depends on your stance, really, doesn't it? I quite like the tyre wall personally. It was very good then, but I don't think it would work in today's day and age in Formula 1. I don't think. That's just my opinion. I quite liked the tyre wall. It was quite cool, wasn't it? But unfortunately it wasn't very cool in 2005. There was a lot of let's just say it was also at the height of Max Mosley's power Max Mosley like heading the FIA as well, wasn't it? So a lot of things that were in development now, which was thrown to the team's way, but unfortunately a lot of them got battered down, didn't they? Which really also caused some issues as well, didn't it? So 2005 wasn't a good year, was it, for United States Grand Prix? But I gotta say, I was one of those sad people that sat all the way through it, because in a weird way I just wanted to see what was going to happen after the race. Then it was I probably wasn't. It wasn't the most. Actually, the race for me actually flew by, to be honest. I think it was because of all the stuff that was going on around it. It wasn't the most boring race in the world, I got to say. It was so much going on that day. It was surreal, to say the least. I remember watching the build-up show on ITV. I think it was Jim Rosenthal, wasn't it? Jim Rosenthal, and I think Ted Kravitz was a part of the ITV pit crew as well, along with Louise Goodman. I remember Martin Brundle also just couldn't believe it was reported, and I couldn't believe what was going on, really. And then then what happened then? That well, I was expecting that all of those would have just got their heads together, put in a mobile chicaning or something around the problem with the turn, the final turn, and Josh goes into 16th position at the moment. And he is the slowest of the time runner so far, going back to 2005. Yeah, I was expecting them to put in a mobile chicane or something really, but that wasn't the case. I was absolutely perplexed to see all the teams go in the pits. It was quite disappointing to say the least, but anyway, that's the big negative of Formula 1 in America. Now the big positive. 2007 was a fantastic year, wasn't it? Of course, it was Fernando Alonso versus Lewis Hamilton, and of course more controversy as Fernando Alonso was getting very unhappy, wasn't he? As he wasn't allowed to be let through, was he, from when Lewis Hamilton was leading. It was a cracking battle as well, wasn't it, where Hamilton really was showing in that year that he was not just a rookie, it was going to let his two-time world champion through, teammate through, was he? No, not by any stretch of the imagination. It was brilliant to watch. I really enjoyed that race. It was good stuff indeed. I also enjoyed the 2000 race as well. I think it was a wet-dry race, wasn't it? I think anyway. And it was Schumacher against the two McLarens as well. Of course, 2001 was the scene where Mika Häkkinen unfortunately won his final race in the Formula 1, which was such a shame, wasn't it? That Häkkinen was retiring, but it was also Murray Walker's last race as well as a full-time commentator, wasn't it? So I think that was quite a fitting end, wasn't it, to see Häkkinen win his final race, and of course Murray Walker to commentate on that. So that was a nice end, wasn't it, really? I know, just watching Steve as well. Of course, Steve is fun. Anyway, then enough about history lane, is it? Because I've been yapping on away about yesteryear. I need to be yapping on about today, don't I? Of course, we are live here in Circle of the Americas. We're in Austin, the music capital of the world, isn't it? And I got to say, I've got an amazing taste in music because I like the Spice Girls and all that kind of stuff. As Steve goes fast at the moment, he's a 10th per second in front of Maxi, and these two are battling for the world championship, of course. And Steve is 4 points behind at the moment, so yes, there is a lot to play for at this stage of proceedings as well. I've got 6.5 minutes to go in this first qualifying session, so keep your eyes peeled, everyone. What we're doing in this first qualifying session, there's 3 qualifying sessions in Formula 1 qualifying these days, isn't there? Any of you older fans may remember then we used to only have we used to have 2 qualifying sessions, didn't we, where there was an hour long on Friday and Saturday, and then it was cut down to 1 in 96, and then we decided to go for the single shot qualifying in 2003 to 2005 with varying degrees of success, didn't they? I think in 2004 they tried this aggregate, didn't they, which didn't really work very well, did it? I think if everyone remembers Australia qualifying, goodness me, and there was it was basically Fizzy in the second it absolutely had a downpour, didn't it, in the first qualifying session, which really played into the hands of the likes of Fizzy Keller, didn't it? And he got pole position there, didn't he? It was brilliant stuff indeed. Gaz going right off the circuit there, goodness me. He's using the Indianapolis he's using the Indy racing line, isn't he? And Gaz comes across the line. He's a 10th per second down there. He is now in the 33, so good stuff indeed there for Gaz. JJ is on course as well then. Anyway, going back to my original point now, is I'm waffling away, and I really shouldn't be, should I? So we got 3 parts of qualifying. I think I heard actually that they was thinking about doing a full part qualifying, wasn't they, again? Which I think Formula 1 qualifying is the best it's ever been, in my opinion. I'm not sure if you guys would agree with me or not, but I like this 3-part qualifying with knockout one with Q1, Q2 and Q3, where it's the all-time fastest car. It's going for pole position, isn't it? Which is really good indeed. We don't want any of this fuel burning situation like we did in 2007. We don't want them just going around and round in circle in the track there, because that was a bit boring, really, wasn't it, to be fair? Of course, I think that the main part of that was just to get cars on circuit. This qualifying format we've got now is absolutely fantastic, isn't it? Really good stuff indeed there. JJ coming around turn 18 as well then. Of course, this circuit was modelled, this turn was modelled after the Turkish Grand Prix, after the Turkish corner of turn 5 there. That's not the case, is it? But of course it's quite slow around there, isn't it? DRS then right in the middle, and JJ comes across the line. He's 17th fastest. He's quicker than his teammate by 3/10 of a second at the moment. PB is I don't think he's coming out PB, isn't he? I think he's only done 1 qualifying session in this season so far. So PB not really a man who's very keen on doing qualifying, isn't he? Probably, I wonder if he feels that qualifying is not the most exciting thing in the world for him, man. We're just on board with JJ's teammate, and this is Josh, who's now coming out of turn 1 as well. lovely shot indeed, beautiful stuff indeed. You've seen the Williams car there hugging the inside line there, fantastic, wasn't it? So at the moment then, in qualifying when we're aiming to lose 4 drivers here. This is lining up the grid, 16th, 17th, 18th and 19th. We've got both Williamses in there. Single Q1 session, unfortunately. We've also got Gaz in there as well in the second racing point as he's coming down the hill. Of course, Gaz is replacing Penny for tonight, as Penny unfortunately is not racing, which is a big shame indeed, isn't it, for us and for Penny fans as well. We've got Josh and lovely shot of the DRS there, beautiful shot of the DRS there. Look at that, the drag reduction system opening the rear wing. Steers retired from the session, but he is fairly happy. He was sitting at the top of the times at the moment. He's looking very healthy up there as well, so he's got to put his feet up there and get the old newspaper out as well. I'm wondering if he might be reading the Daily Star, or I don't know. Do they do newspapers anymore? I gotta say, I think we just kind of I use the interweb really now. If I get the Sky Sports app on the go, and that's kind of it then, really, isn't it? As Josh there is taking a couple of bites of cherry there. There's a lot of stir movement in that Williams there from Josh. He comes into turn 20 as well. There's a yellow flag fluttering on the start-finish straight. That back end is trying to overtake the front of Josh, but he goes over to 16 fastest, and he's found 8/10 of a second there. That is that can be track evolution, but I believe that is Josh evolution. Look at the brake disc glow now, fantastic. And look, the two Williams are almost getting together there, but Josh is still in the drop zone. But and this is a big but as well, he does have a it's about 6/10 of a second deficit between himself and Double is back out on circuit as well then, so let's see what Double can do. We got Rizzlesticks who's looking at going into qualifying too. I got Rizzlesticks' qualifying performances this year has been fantastic, haven't they? So this is the races where he just can't seem to get it all hooked up together, can he? Which is a big shame there for Rizzlesticks, but hopefully he can in this race. Well, of course he would love to get some points on the board. That he's one of 3 drivers who hasn't scored points yet, has he? So can Rizzlesticks do that tonight? We're on board the Ferrari drivers. He comes into 19 as well, now into 20. Then look at the sun there, absolutely bursting through the clouds there. It's right in the eyes of Rizzlesticks out of the final turn, and he goes 13 fastest. He's in front of Hogg, which it's quite a good effort indeed, isn't it? Fizzy there, look at that. The back end is also trying to step out as well. We got almost just over a minute to go in this qualifying session. They come down the back straight as well. I've got a bit of cotton mouth, hang on. Better. And so of course there's I should have had a drink really before. Unfortunately I've loaded myself up on Coke, which isn't a very good thing at all. No, I do mean the Coca-Cola, as a Fizzy there having a very scrappy middle sector there. You can see the car is feeling a bit unsteady underneath there. We got Rizzlesticks as a 10th of a second up. Hogg down on the straight line there, out of turn 7 I think it was. There is he looks like that he had to take a couple of bites of cherry as well. Here comes Gaz, who's on the medium tires there. I don't think that's going to improve his time too much there for Gaz, but I'm wondering if he's trying to still get the car set up right. It's a tricky circuit to get your head around, isn't it? So that might be what Gaz is doing, but unfortunately from a competitive standpoint, that might be the end of Gaz's qualifying performance at this moment in time. But don't worry, Gaz fans, all you guys that have come out to see Gaz tonight, he will be in the race as well. There's a Mercedes there just floating off the track as well. Got to make the most of the circuit, because unfortunately in the real world of Formula 1 we do not have this circuit on the calendar, but well, it's fortunately for me, because I'm not a fan of the circuit. Of course, it was debuted back in 2012. I liked this circuit at first. I thought it was quite unique. But Double goes 13 fastest, but yeah, I just and I also liked it because Hamilton, of course, won that race as well, which is, of course, always a big plus, being a big old Lewis Hamilton fanboy, anti. Gaz there coming down the back straight then. That is qualifying done and dusted then, and out of qualifying is both Williams. Is Josh in 16th position. Good effort from Josh then. Gaz is 17th position at the moment there, but he is just trying to find his feet in that racing point. 18th position is JJ, and PB down in 19th position as well in the second half then. And those are your 4 that have dropped out of qualifying, unfortunately then, as he flies through up turn 18 then. Yeah, this circuit made his debut on the Formula 1 calendar back in 2012, and it was a good race as well, wasn't it? It really was, because I think Hamilton and Vettel had a good old battle as well, didn't they? And for most of the race it was really good stuff indeed. Hamilton finally got him there about halfway through the race, down the back straight on the DRS zone, and that was a good win indeed for Hamilton there, but I think by that time he was already out of the World Championship, wasn't he? I also remembered, I think Ferrari intentionally punctured the gearbox of Felipe Massa, so he'd take a 5-place grid penalty from as well, I think. which allowed Alonso to start on the cleaner side, because that was the first time he was racing around here, and there was a lot of talk about the dirty side of the track, wasn't it? So Ferrari there, which in the past have really been been quite heavy-handed with the OT motors, haven't they? And unfortunately, that was another example of it as well, which is a big shame, isn't it, for Felipe Massa? But it definitely helped Alonso, didn't it? Because I think he finished 4th in that race, didn't he? And that was enough to keep him in the title hunt and to set up a very intense battle in the final race, which is in the Brazilian Grand Prix. And that, it goes down in folklore as well, doesn't it? 2012 Brazil. But we'll talk about the Brazilian Grand Prix at a later date. Well, when I say a later date, it'll be about 5 weeks time then, as Brazil, I think, is round 15 on the IRC round 60 on the IRC calendar tonight. Not tonight, next week. No, then next week, the week after, that's it. Oh gosh, I'm all over the show tonight, which is standard stuff, really, isn't it? Gareth Godwin saying, as expected there, like you, Sean. Not a fan of this in the Formula One. Then, so we're just watching Josh there, who's just come across the line as well. So Josh saying, I think that he can actually carry on that, but I thought that the checker flag had fallen there, but I might be a bit out of sync there, which, if that's the case, I apologise, guys, there. I'm also probably beyond the 8 ball as well. Just on board Josh then. I think that Josh had a fantastic qualifying performance at the moment. He does have to find about 8/10 of a second now, isn't it? So Rizzle Sticks is might be sweating a bit there, because Josh has already found 4/10 in the first split time alone. Good stuff there from the Williams driver. And of course then Josh then, I think he's improved dramatically, hasn't he, Josh? I think that he is going to just climb higher and harder up the ladder, isn't he? We're on board with him now as he comes down to the breaking point. Nope, he hasn't, because that is the end of qualifying, so I might have been right after all then. So ignore all that rubbish. But Josh gets 16 fast at the end. Lovely stuff indeed there from the Williams driver there. But unfortunately, again, the Williams team are out of qualifying, which is a big blow indeed then. And let's just take a quick, this is the official classification from qualifying 1 then. PB didn't set a time limit, so the American-based team. I've been a bit disappointed at that. 18th is JJ Gaz in 17th, and 16th position is Josh, and that's qualifying 1 completed. Steve currently tops the timesheets at the moment from qualifying 1. How important is that? Well, not that important, because we'll reset the times going to qualifying 2 in just a jiffy, but it's all about the mental game as well, isn't it? It's not about physical game, it's not about how quick you turn the wheel, it's also about getting your head in the game as well. Right then, we're on the countdown to qualifying 2 as well, as I just took a breath there, because I got a bit of indigestion as well. So, yeah, I don't think I've had that much today, so I think I've been a very good boy. I think I've had a cheeky roll, and that was about it, really. And then I was on and upwards, as I also discovered that there is a PlayStation update, which is really thrown me on the back burner, because of that PlayStation update, I've lost all credentials for a lot of things, so... And unfortunately, it took me half an hour to get into the YouTube. So there we go. And of course, also the party settings have changed as well. As I set up a party, and all of a sudden everyone was joining it. I was like, oh hello. Yeah, I was a bit worried that I invite everyone, but apparently that's just the way it is now. So that's going to get very interesting, isn't it? Double is the first man out on circuit, and here he is in the red. A lovely shot from the side pod there of Double as well. Double scored his first points of the season, didn't he, last time out? Splendidly well in Japan there, Double was. Double told me right from the get-go, he knew exactly what he was doing in the Japanese Grand Prix, wasn't he, Double was? And of course, with the safety cars coming out there and really throwing a curveball in the works, Double would have stuck to his guns as well, but he had a couple of issues, I think, didn't he, and had to make an extra pit stop. But Double was well prepared in that week, wasn't he? And that's what you get for being prepared. Double is an artist at setting up the cars, isn't he? So that's why he got his rewards there with points as well. So good, congratulations to Double. Let's see what he can do here tonight as well, as he is now on his outlap lane. So we've got a couple of drivers on a outlap moment. I think everyone is out on circuit there, apart from 5 cars, and so we've got 10 cars out. It's quite a spacious circuit, isn't it? So you wouldn't expect these guys to trip over each other, but these are Formula 1 drivers, aren't they? Of course, logic is maybe not their strongest point, but they are not concerned about that kind of logic. They're concerned about having the best track conditions, of course, there. And the best track conditions is the latest part of the circuit, isn't it, where more Pirelli rubber is down, and that's why they start to triple over each other. And that's why, if anyone remembers the 2019 Italian Grand Prix, that was very much calamity hour, wasn't it? Apart from action, all the eyes are now pointing on Double as well as he accelerates out then, and let's go on board Double then as he is going to take us around the circle of the Americas here in Austin, the music capital of the world, that as he now comes up into turn 1 then, and you can see it's very reminiscent of the Austrian turn 1, isn't it really? It's just pointed up into the sky then before dropping down then into turn 2 and 3 then. Look at this then as he's going over the curves, and this is a good part of the circle, isn't it? Oh, Double there, hand straighten up the car there, didn't he? And that all would have caused him quite a bit of difficulty there, and that would have spat him out to the outside as well. Going over the crest, I think that's turn 8. Of course, Vettel had a suspension failure at our last season in 2019. Of course, so we won't be in the in this part of the world this season anyway, but possibly next season. As the calendar for next season is taking shape then, and given it's going to give him a very interesting dynamic. Well, Double's the only man, apart from 3 other people, I should say then, so that's really made a lot of sense, hasn't it? So T Sammy on soft tyres, Rizzlesticks and Hog also on soft tyres as well. I hope you're enjoying this roller coaster around with Double there, because that was fantastic action, wasn't it? From Car 97 then, Double then, of course the black and pink helmet there, beautiful stuff indeed then. When I think of black and pink, I do think of Bret Hart there, of course being an old wrestling nerd that I was back in my younger generation. Just watching Double there come through turn 18 as well then. Of course, is just not going too well on the circuit there, is he? So giving the circuit a lot of respect there. That is inch per for Double there in turn 19. What about 20 then as he accelerates away in the Renault DRS wide open, and Double is the first man to set a time then. Good stuff indeed then. Timmy then, of course, as usual, straight away then, he was on pole position last time he was doing qualifying. Well, he's done a 32.6 hours. Double has shown how competitive his time is. Asdog is looking very competitive out there, actually, with a 32.1 then. Of course, Asdog has had a very difficult season this season, as in the Alfa Romeo, but can he bounce back and get some good points tonight then? T Sammy has gone fastest then, with Hog as second fastest. Hog at 4 tenths of a second down. T Sammy has gone straight for the soft tyre straight away. Maxi in third position. He is on the medium tyres and interesting stuff, and I like to be a variety of spice, and we got a lot of spicy stuff happening here. Fizzy going slightly wide there. Matt coming out of the turn 20 as well. Matt goes into 8th position as well. What about Fizzy? Fizzy getting very wild on the accelerator, but it's 7th fastest nonetheless, and I love the new helmet from Fizzy. Absolutely stunning. Rizzlesticks there right in the mix of things as well in 5th position then. So we got 4 drivers on the soft tyres. We got a couple of drivers on the medium tyres as well. That is really going to stir up the action, isn't it, on board of Val then. I think unfortunately for Val, the last time out in Japan, I think he finished 11th, and unfortunately for Val, that was the first time in his IRC career where he hasn't scored a point in a IRC race, and so that is such a shame for Val. But he has never had a DNF though, has he? So of course he's keeping that definitely very much on his CV at the moment, and good 17th then for Val as he's into the final turn as well in the Mercedes, and comes out of the final turn. He is 12th fastest. He's the slowest of the time runner so far. Steve is in the first intermediate split time. So is Harry as well. They're almost side by side. I wonder if Harry is thinking about getting a cheeky little slipstream there of the man who's second in the world championship. As Steve accelerates out as well, and down the back straight, then he gets on the DRS right on the money. Mercedes there is just sewn up. Then it's looking at Steve is just trying to take every inch of advantage he can, and same with Harry and that McLaren as well in the background. They want a bit of slipstream now, don't they? Of course, that is Fizzy was punching a hole in the air. I think it was Fizzy. It was Fizzy, wasn't it, in the Mercedes? Fizzy was punching a hole in the air there, wasn't he? So, Steve and Harry, I just wanted to just steal a cheeky bit of slipstream now. So, lovely stuff indeed there. 9 minutes to go then in this qualifying session. Yellow flags is fluttering just in front of us here. And let's see what's up. But I think it's just guys coming in the pits then. Indeed it is. Steve coming out of turn number 19, I think it is. Yep, now we're in 20 as well. Out of the final turn then. Let's see what Steve does. Where does that put him in the pecking order? That puts him in 4th position mode. What about Harry? That puts him 13th for the moment then. Harry is not safe. Steve is safe for the moment then. But that is going to be a movable target then throughout this session then. Here comes Roscoe then coming down the hill as well. Unfortunately, Roscoe got a DNF last... no, he didn't. He got third... the time before in Singapore he got a DNF. Last time out, he got his podium. Roscoe got his third podium of the season. So good stuff indeed there from Roscoe then. And hopefully, he needs to... I think he needs needs to just get a bit of consistency in his game now as well. He had a very good very good point scoring run, didn't he? From Spain to Abu Dhabi, round 2 to 6 there, he scored in those races as well. But unfortunately, Monaco and Singapore, he's had some DNFs there, hasn't he? He only scored 2 points at Vietnam as well. Every point counts. So as Steers just ran, Roscoe's ran wide and gone slightly over the carpet there, but he is in 4th position at stands at the moment. So yeah, Roscoe then now can he build on that podium in the Japanese Grand Prix here tonight? So see, they're just coming in the pits as well. As we're going to have a bit of a lull now, aren't we? Well, Harry is not. Well, no, we're not having a lull because Harry is going for a second bite of the cherry as well in the McLaren. And of course, McLaren will be the McLaren Mercedes next season. And doesn't that just sound right, doesn't it? It sounds brilliant. McLaren Renault, yeah, it sounds alright, but it's just McLaren Mercedes. It just rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? It's beautiful. And here comes Harry. He's rolling through turn 18 as well. I've got to say, he's doing more than rolling. He's attacking turn 18 as well. Going very wide in 19 now. And into 20 as well. Then it's Harry there going onto taking a lot of the carpet on the outside. He goes into 12 faster than Harry does. 0.6 of a second improvement on his personal best there for the McLaren driver. Lovely stuff then as he goes into turn 1 as well. And turn 1 is got to be on the forefront of everyone's mind, hasn't it? Because that turn 1 is so wide. It's so inviting, isn't it? Where I think that a lot of drivers are going to be so tempted there to give it a good old lunge into turn 1 as well, isn't it? Because it tightens us on the end exit. It pinches you, and you got to make sure that you're ready for the pinch. Otherwise, you could be in for a very long afternoon there. Damaging any part of your wing around here is going to be quite brutal indeed. Then Mason there, look at that climb there. Lovely shot from the nose cone as well. Here on the racing point, lovely stuff indeed. Then, as you can see, the elements there. Hopefully, they will simplify that over the next couple of years, and hopefully, they were in 2022, isn't it? I think they got a lot simpler cars, haven't they? And I'm looking forward to the 2022 rules as well. Hopefully it spices it up a bit. But as we're on, yellow flags there and down the back, this is part of the circuit. Do not worry about that for now. As we're on board then with Mason. Then this is Mason's 3rd Grand Prix in IRC now. Of course, on his debut, it was a fantastic debut for Mason, wasn't it? He got a point there at the Singapore Grand Prix. It was a fantastic effort there as well. Unfortunately for Mason, though, didn't complete the Japanese Grand Prix, but can he bounce back now? Mason can't remember. I think that this season is definitely much about finding his feet for Mason and see if he can get himself on the grid for season 9 of IRC next season. We're just only half distance there, so I've got to say then there is a long way to go, isn't it? Well, he's 1.4 seconds up. Mason is on this second timed run then, with 5.5 minutes to go then. On board there with Mason again then, as he is coming out of turn 17 then. Turn 17 does feel like turn 9 in Bahrain, doesn't it really? Well, it does to me. Coming through turn 18, which we already mentioned, is basically mirrored off the turn 8 of Istanbul. Mason going slightly right there, and not coming back on the circuit too far off. And look at that back end there, stepping up, and Mason comes across the line, and he is fast as that. That's a cracking time now, 2.3 seconds in front of his personal best there. Mason, I gotta say, I think that was not track evolution there. That's Mason evolution. So keep an eye on Mason, because that is going to really ruffle a few feathers there in this qualifying session. Matt almost having a big old smash. I think Fiat had a smash there in 2015, didn't he, when he was driving the Red Bull? So Matt there almost replicating Fiat's issue there, but he's coming in the pits and he's abandoning that lap, and not too impressed with that, is he? Here comes Timmy out of the final turn as well. Then let's see if the track is a moving thing. It is indeed, isn't it? Now he's 0.2 seconds in front of Mason. That just underlines how good Mason's time is there. Remember that Timmy was on pole position last time, so a very good measuring stick, isn't it? It's Timmy there, the IRC veteran now, isn't he? He's really settled in quite nicely to the life of IRC, hasn't he? Here comes Sprint. My goodness me, he is settled in absolutely splendidly well, hasn't he? Of course, he is the protege of the legend Vanquish as well, and Sprint goes full fast at the moment. He's already got a win under his belt now. He's had a couple of pole positions as well this season, isn't he? He is surely the next target for Sprint, as we've already mentioned this in this world championship, that it has to be battling for the championship. If not this season, it will probably be definitely next season. Here comes Val at the moment as well, and so we're on board then with Val, as he is now coming into 17 as well then. So he has set a 33.5 for his first time out of the blocks. So Val will be quite disappointed with that, and I'd like to go a little quicker than that in the Mercedes then, as he flies through turn 18 as well then. It's a multiple apex turn, isn't it, for turn 18 and into 20 as well then, as the sun is starting to get a bit higher in the sky now, so it should make the turn 20 a bit more easier then. And Val, that's a much better time for Val, 2.4 seconds in front then, and he is in fourth position as well. Now again, underlines how good Mason's time is, and my goodness me, that is going to produce a lot of sweaty drivers out there. Rizzlestick's having a couple of issues in the Ferrari. He's got 3 minutes there to get himself sorted out and back on a time lap as well. He's down in 12th position in the Ferrari. He will need to well, he's got plenty of time. Lovely shot from Double here. Look at that, that's beautiful, isn't it? We can see all of Double's body there. Fantastic, isn't it? And you can see, look at the curves on that Renault car. I love it. Matt back out on the outlap at the moment. No one's on a quick lap, I don't think at the moment, but I tell a lie, I think it's Hog who's on the quick lap, so let's go on board with Double's teammate. This is Hog. Of course, then he is now coming through the first part of the course as well. You need a lot of downforce for here, don't you? Of course, you need to have a stable car. Hog has got a stable car, right? He's 2/10 of a second up, then car 12 is. And now then, as we're coming on to the second circuit, second intermediate part of the course as well, then, which what you now need is to drop that downforce, don't you? Which is what the DRS does to a certain degree then. So look at this then. So DRS then right on that line. There it is then. You can see that sponsored board, and that is where the DRS, you're allowed to open it as well. Now, as Hog comes down, look at the heat haze as well. Look at that then. It's incredible. It's very hot here in Austin, isn't it? Of course, we did have one affected race back in 2015, and I quite liked that race. That race was alright, wasn't it? And of course, I might like that race more because, again, showing a time, a Hamilton fanboy. It was where Hamilton won his third world championship, so it was a good day indeed there. And unfortunately, Rosberg kind of threw it away at that corner there, really, didn't he? And that was the start of Capgate as well, wasn't it? Everyone remembers Capgate. Rev Rosberg there launched his cap at Hamilton, which is an exaggeration, isn't it? He just kind of chucked it back at him. Oh, it's a Hog there getting a bit squirrely. He's lost a bit of time now, and he has dropped down to 6th position as well. Asdog is back out on circuit. He's starting us out. Rizzlestick's in Validate this time again, and he is having a couple of issues in the first sector time then. Matt is in the first sector as well. So is Harry. No, Harry's in the final sector as well. As we're coming down into. Oh, as Harry's got a bit squirrely on the exit as well. So we got Lee Dyer there saying, "How is Sean not on Sky Sports F1 yet?" I gotta read that comment out because, of course, it's a positive one. And of course, Lee and me work together now as well, so good stuff indeed, as he said hi colleague, hello fellow work colleague as well. So it's great to see Lee there joining us still then, as we've got Harry in at 7th position. I'm glad I haven't been put off by seeing my face, which you'll be seeing my face quite a lot of, which is unfortunate for him, isn't it? As we're just watching Asdog then, he is 1100 a second up in the first sector. Rizzlestick's in the pits, then Double is just finishing his lap then, but he's had a bit of a messy lap there, so he's gonna have to go again, unfortunately. Matt then is coming out of turn 18 as well then. Car 40 then, Matt. We're on board the AlphaTauri with less than 10 seconds to go now before the end of this qualifying session, before the checker flag drops, and these guys are going to have to complete their laps. And Matt ain't going to be able to complete his lap, unfortunately, though, because the checker flag has dropped now, and he is second fastest there. A good time indeed there. Double there is going to have to pull out all the stops, and Rizzlestick is out of qualifying. Asdog is looking to the abyss, and so is the champion. Sorry, the man who's second in the championship. I hope that is a spoiler. As the man who's second in the championship, that is Steve then, or it might be a spoiler for well, a lot of these Steve fans. I hope it's a spoiler. Asdog is only fractioning at the moment then, as we've just seen someone go up into, I think it was Harry, wasn't it? It was someone. Roscoe, I apologise. Roscoe is through then. Now we got Steve then, he's coming into turn 19 and 20 as well before accelerating away. Let's see what he does, and Steve goes fast instead. Great time indeed from Steve. Maxi is 7/10 of a second up in the second sector. Fizzy is also out there as well. Maxi, I think, will be quite needs to get this up in. So a bit of pressure there on the Ferrari driver. Now that is the championship leader. Here he is, Maxi, and through turn 18 as well. As Timmy is just popped himself up in the second position. No, it's Harry. I apologise. I'm getting all kinds of muddled up, ain't I? Now Maxi out of turn 19, now into 20 as well. Here is the world championship leader. Final turn then. DRS right on the money, and he is fastest now as well. Lovely stuff. The doubles come back in the pits, unfortunately. unfortunately then. And just on board with Fizzy, is he going to be able to improve on his time as well, as he's coming down the back straight then as well, with DRS wide open. Unfortunately, Hog is out, Asdog is out, Rizzlestick is out, Double is out as well. Double has unfortunately had a mare of a second lap there, which is such a shame as well. Fizzy's a 10th for a second up. Lovely stuff indeed there from Fizzy. Is that enough to get him into qualifying 3? It is on the cusp. Sprint, who is who's been the main man this season, hasn't he? The most improved driver in my opinion. He was fantastic, wasn't he? Sprint was this season, but this ain't a very good qualifying performance, is it, for Sprint? Is it, because he potentially could be staring into the abyss? What can Fizzy do? He's out of deployment, isn't he? He's out of the final turn. He is through into qualifying 3, and unfortunately, Sprint is out of qualifying now. And what a shame now for all you Sprint fans out there. He will be starting 11th on the grid. The only positive we can make from that, though, is that Sprint will be choosing whatever tires he wants to start on, whether that is the softs, the mediums, or the hards. And by the looks of that, everyone wants to start on the softs there in the top 10. Big shout out to Mason, fantastic stuff in 7th position there, I've got to say. A very impressive run of form as well from Mason here. So when we was watching it, that looked a very good, very competitive time there, and it just shows a great qualifying 3 performance, a very good qualifying 2 performance there from Mason as well. Leo Dara says he's not just a commentator, not just a good commentator, by the way, guys. He's also a 2-time employed here as well. Yes, I am indeed. I haven't won it though for a couple of years, so I think I've lost my shine a bit. Anyway, then let's get on with qualifying 3, shall we? Got 12 minutes to determine who is going to be on pole position then for the Circuit of the Americas in Austin, Texas, of course. Then so far this season, we've had Max, who's been on pole position 4 times. We've had Sprint, who's been on pole position once, along with Matt as well. T-Sammy on pole position twice, and we've had Steve on pole position 3 times. Just taking a quick look at the guys, unfortunately, are no longer part of qualifying. That's double out. We've got Rizzlesticks out as well, Asdog, Hog, and Sprint all out of qualifying, unfortunately. But don't worry, fans of those drivers out, they will be in action in the race as well, which is coming up in around 15 minutes or so time then. So stay with us. It's going to be a cracker. Right then, here we go then for qualifying 3 then, and this is the final part of qualifying. This is the qualifying where a lot of the top drivers that need to really perform now. Qualifying 1 and 2 is kind of more of a practice, like an audition, wasn't it, ready for the big thing, which is the pole position, which is the pole position session, which is what it is now then. We got 12 minutes in this qualifying session. Who is going to be on pole position then? We've already made a run down, haven't we, of who's been on pole position so far this season. Matt then is out of qualifying because he has got a qualifying 3 ban, hasn't he, for his misdemeanor last time out in Japan. So we've got 9 cars going for the shootout then. Who's going to blink first then? That is a Renault car, isn't it? No, listen, it's a Haas car. Renault ain't even in this qualified session. Goodness me, I need to really... you know what I need to do? I really need to focus, don't I? Or perhaps I really need to take more notice of what is going on circuit, don't I? He is coming out on circuit now, Steve said. As we already mentioned, he's been on pole position 3 times this season. That was in Monaco. He was also in pole position at the Spanish Grand Prix as well, so good stuff indeed there for Zidane. So we're on board with him right now, and his last pole position was actually the Monaco Grand Prix, so good stuff indeed then. So right then, so here comes Zidane as he he's now just coming through the first part of the lap then. So he is just getting his tires up to temperature, and he's about to get rolling, isn't he? Steve is then, as you can see, as he's coming down onto the back straight as well. Wow, we haven't got many cars out on circuit. It's quite a long circuit, this, isn't it? We're reaching about 90 seconds or so, haven't we? Well, that's a very good enough if we reach 90 seconds around here, but so really you can't leave it too long, can you? And now they're all starting to filter out, and then we got Maxi, who's just popped his head out of the garage as well, and I don't mean literally, and I mean literally, as he is now around the circuit. Of course, so Maxi would like to get his 5th pole position of the season. And I think I'm wrong about Steve. I think he's only had 2 pole positions, so I apologise, Steve, there. Well, or should I apologise? Maybe I have just prophesied about Steve getting a 3rd pole position here tonight as well, so I've just counted, actually, and I'm like, hang on, that don't seem right, but there you go. Maths has never been my strong point, and that's why we rely on spreadsheets these days, isn't it? Well, that's my excuse, anyway. Right then, so Steve's going to be the first man to pop a time in then, so he's going to be out there straight away, isn't he? So here he goes as well then. Oh, getting a bit wide there. Now into turn 20 as well. Let's go on board with the man who's 4 points away from Max in the World Championship. Statistically, anyway, this is Steve's best start to his season. He's been fantastic, hasn't he? Rising up the hill as well, into turn 1 as well. And you can see, look at how much speed he has to decrease to. Now dropping down the hill as well as Val just getting out of the way then, and we'll talk about Val as well a bit later on. I feel I have no doubt about that as well then. So unfortunately last time that was Val's first time where he wasn't on the in the points there for IRC, which is a shame for Val, but unfortunately statistics like that have to end. But Val hopefully is put that disappointment behind him, and he is back in action and gets back in the points then as well. So Mason is in the points at the moment, and I'm wondering if he used an extra set of tyres then. What do I mean by that statement, I hear you ask then? Of course, said if you get into qualifying 3, you get a brand new spanking pair of red soft tyres. Then, but of course, the other drivers might have saved an extra set of soft tyres, so they can have 2 runs or 2 bites of the cherry for pole position. Then, which the likes of Steve and I think everyone else might be through and got 2 sets of tyres, and Mason might only have 1 set. But nevertheless, and that's still a good time for Mason to be out in qualifying 3. Fantastic stuff indeed. Then, and got to say, if and whatever happens now, that might be my moments of the race then. Really, so good stuff indeed there from Mason. Congratulations, really good stuff. And hopefully he can get some points as well, because he's already got a point, hasn't he, to his name, Mason? And he can get some more. Steve getting very waggy there. He's like an excitable puppy out of the final turn there, wasn't he? Really wagging that tail there. And lovely stuff indeed. And Timmy was on pole position last time. He is on pole position at the moment as well. If qualified stops that, that'll be Timmy's 3rd pole position of his career. Brilliant stuff indeed there. We got T. Sammy then, the world champion. He is never short on pole position, is he? Into the final turn then. T. Sammy is turn 20, accelerated away, much more sturdy, and he is fast as ever, 2/10 of a second in front of Timmy then. Mercedes has abandoned his lap and cut in the pits. I think it's Val. We've got Harry, who's moved up into 4th position. Lovely stuff indeed. What about Maxi? Maxi and now the final turn. He is fast as there, and my goodness me, he's really lowered the bar now, hasn't he? Goodness me, if it's a game of limbo, I would break my back. That is very low indeed there for Maxi, and the question now is, how low can his competitors go? We've got Roscoe coming down the back straight as well. What about Fizzy? He is just accelerated right from the back straight as well, and now then he is in the final part now, into turn 17 as well. Car 21 in the Mercedes, and keeping it very much within track limits. Lovely stuff indeed there from Fizzy, flying through turn 18 now. Of course, that's where the infamous Verstappen was introduced in 2018. I think it was after Verstappen's cheeky move on Kimi Räikkönen. I think it was the end of 2017, wasn't it? Possibly even 16. I think it was 17 actually. Anyway, enough about that. Here comes Fizzy. He is 6th fastest of good 17. Mason has appeared out of the pits, and Roscoe goes 2nd fastest. He's put himself in between the championship rivals. Roscoe once again shown that he's got a good turn of pace as well. Lovely stuff indeed then. Mason there is on his outlap. Let's go on board with Mason then into qualifying 3. Fantastic stuff there. The final turn then for Mason then. Let's see what he can do then. Of course, he's got different teammates tonight. Not able to race, which is a big shame, isn't it, for the IRC veteran? But hopefully we'll see him back in a week's time, where we're in the Ardennes Forest for the Belgian Grand Prix at Spa-Francorchamps, one of the best racetracks in the world, isn't it? I say it every time that we go to Belgium. It's my favourite racetrack, and looking forward to that one. It's going to be a stellar of a race as well. That's going to be a cracker, isn't it? So here, but Mason is not going to be concerned about Belgium, is he? He might love that track as well, but firstly, he needs to be more concerned about the American Grand Prix here tonight, and it looks very much like he is there. He has been fantastic, hasn't he? He's been on it like a car bonnet, and now then as he accelerates away out of the slow corner then, and goes on the back straight as well. I think that's in the background. That's Val going out again then, so having a couple of issues on his first time run, for going for a second one now. Mason there, look at this as he hovers to the outside there to reduce the slip angle, the turning angle there, hopping over the curves as well. And I'm surprised that bollard is still there. Usually that's punted well out of the way, isn't it? Oh my goodness me, there's a lot of good camera angles in this final part of The track, isn't it? Very technical, this final part of the track, isn't it? It's kind of follow the leader as you are, sir. Mason there having to correct the slide there, turn out of the corner, didn't he? And because of that there, he is really might have lost a bit of time there, hasn't he? But he is into the final turn as well. Mason is he going to abandon? No. To go then, I think he might be getting his time run out of the way there. DRS right on the money, and he goes fifth fastest once again, showing he has some pace in that racing point. Lovely. Val now starting us up as well. He's currently 10th fastest at the moment because he didn't set a time in the beginning there, unfortunately. Now as it comes up the hill then, and dropping down into second gear, tickling the 50-mile-an-hour mark as well. That yellow flag there, it's Mason there, just getting on the way then. So do not worry about that, Mason fans. He's okay. Look at that, that's incredible, isn't it? The skill on these guys is fantastic, isn't it? How inch perfect you have to be there. Brilliant stuff indeed there from Val, and very much on the edge of performance and of skill and more. Brilliant stuff indeed there from Val, and he's now completing the first intermediate split time. Well, he completed it quite a while ago. I'm just very slow. He's too quick. I can't even keep up with him. Look at that, Val having to once again there. A lot of oversteer on that Mercedes, isn't he? He had to turn into the slide there. These cars are sliding all the time there, but a bit of sideway motion there will always affect your performance and always lose you time there, won't it? As he is now breaking down a big stop then with 50 miles an hour once again there for Val before it accelerates away then, and now coming into the very technical part of the final section as well. That car may not look like this final part there because it was looking very wacky there, wasn't it? Going onto the back straight there, a bit of correction on the steering wheel there from Val, but he is soldiering on anyway. 3.5 minutes to go in this qualifying session as well, as we have got Timmy who's on a lap as well. We've also got Fizzy, this Val's teammate, emerging into the sunshine here in Austin as well. Brilliant stuff indeed then. Final corner as well then for Val. He accelerates out then, and that's much more sturdier there, but he's only 8 fastest there for Val. 9/10 of a second away from Steve at the moment. Steve is only 7 fast as well. For 200 a second up, Timmy is there at the first intermediate split time from car 81 then. Now can he produce some more moment of magic like he did in the Japanese Grand Prix just a few short days ago, wasn't it? Brilliant stuff indeed from, as we've gone from land of the rising sun to the land of opportunity, isn't it, here in America. Timmy there accelerating now out of the back straight as well, and he's 10th for a second down. Timmy has lost some time in the second split time as well. I wonder if he's a bit full of fuel at this stage of proceedings, and that might lose him a bit of time then, as perhaps he wants to have 2 bites of the cherry then. We're just keeping an eye on Val as well. I wonder if Val might be going for 2 bites of the cherry as well. We'll keep an eye on that. Unfortunately I can't see his sector time, so we're going to have to go and have a look at him in just a few moments time then. So before we do that, we've got to make sure that Timmy gets home and make sure he gets some good positions out of this. He is not improved for us. His second and final sector, he was slowed in his personal best, so that's not good at all. Val hasn't improved, unfortunately. Now we've got Fizzy who's just starting us up as well. DRS right on the money. Here we go again. We're on board then with the Mercedes head, as he is now. Look at that hill there. It is menacing as we go up into turn 1 as well. It's so inviting, isn't it, to brake as late as you can there, because you think the hill will stop you, but these cars have got so much power, haven't they? It's brilliant as he flicks past me as well. Brilliant stuff indeed then, as we're on board then. Let's look at this. That is we're going at left right. It's incredible, isn't it? And Fizzy there is now coming into, that's the first part of the course completed. 3/10 of a second up there for Fizzy, and now look at that then, is the back end. We're stepping out there. Fizzy there kept his foot planted to the metal there, doesn't he? He was not too concerned about that at all, was he? Brilliant stuff indeed there from Fizzy. Now onto the back straight as well then. We have got not a lot of time left. If you're still in the pits, that is it. You are done. You are finished. That is Mason, that is Harry, and that is Val, all of finished then. So and I don't mean the nationality either, of course. They have finished their time runs here tonight then. The second intermediate split time is 8/10 of a second up for Fizzy. Where is that going to put him? He's in the 32s at the moment, so that will slot him in front of his teammate Val at the moment. But we've still got sector 3 to process, haven't we? And that's what Fizzy is negotiating right now, is sector 3 then, and he accelerates out of turn 18. Lovely stuff indeed then. It's just taking a look at his Timmy has moved himself up to a very nice third position. Lovely jubbly. Fizzy there, going a bit wide there, wasn't it? Now into the final turn as well, so Timmy did have an extra bit of fuel on board there, and that has gone on to the the gone the further up the grid. Then Fizzy is 8th fastest, and he only got in front of his teammate, but he did improve by 1.2 seconds there. And there's a whisker behind Steve at the moment. And Steve is currently 1700s down in the first sector. T Sammy is a 10th of a second up. That is not good enough though to get him onto the front row at the moment, no, but it is good enough to get him in front of Timmy there and be on the be on that third position as well. Now Maxi is coming. Maxi's now just finishes that started us up, and so has Roscoe as well. There they are. They're just flying up to the first corner now. Maxi is on the front row of the grid there, and 600 of a second improvement there. Good time there from Maxi. He has time for one more run as well. We're keeping an eye on the world champion there. You can never discount out T Sammy, can you? At this stage of proceedings there, it's going to get very interesting indeed. Steve then into turn 17 as well. Car 45 then. Now he's into turn 18. Let's go on board with Steve. And of course, he's been on pole position at least twice this season. So I got my mathematics completely wrong there, which is standard stuff, isn't it? And he's also had one win as well, didn't he? One last. Oh, he's gone very wide there, though, hasn't he? Now into the final turn, and this is the last turn. He accelerates out. He is on pole position there, 7/10 of a second improvement. What a time there. What a time indeed there for Cena. And that could be his second pole position of this, his third pole position of the season there. I might have hypothesized that right then, and that's not even the way you say that word, is it? I don't think. But never mind about my appalling English. We need to be more concerned about this incredible final part qualifying then. And here we go then as well. And so Maxi there. 18, there he is, and car 96 emerges over the crest of the hill then before coming into the final part of the course as well then. So that is it then. So Maxi, T Sammy, Roscoe, all of them are fighting to knock Steve off his perch then. What is Maxi going to do? He has got back in front of him. He's on pole position then. T Sammy is down then. So here comes Roscoe. He is on the front row of the grid. Fantastic end to qualifying. But it is Maxi on pole position for the 5th time of this season as well. Now it's his first time he's been on pole position since the Dutch Grand Prix, which was back at round 7 there. So Maxi is very much back on form now. Brilliant stuff indeed there. Lovely, that is cracking stuff indeed there for Maxi. And wow, then the championship leader, he's got a very slim championship lead, hasn't he? It's been whittled down over the past couple of events then, but he starts on the pole position there, where everyone wants to start then as we go into the race itself. And of course, this is round number 12 of the IRC Season 8 World Championship. Here we are in Austin, Texas then, and this is a pivotal moment in the World Championship. This is the time where Maxi gets himself back in form then and gets himself back on top of the top step of the podium as well. I think his last race win was actually the Hungarian. He started off so well as well, didn't he, Maxi? So that's why they've all concentrated right back into right back into it. So brilliant stuff indeed then. Absolutely fantastic then. So as we are now getting ourselves ready for qualifying 3 then, and sorry for the race itself, I apologize, I got distracted there as the stream was lagging slightly, so unfortunately there I am on the Wi-Fi, which is a bit annoying. Right then, so we're getting into the race settings itself now then. This is going to be a fantastic this is going to be a frantic and fantastic into the for the American racing as well. And of course, and I think this is the first time actually in almost almost a couple of weeks where I've actually got to work on a Friday then. So yep, this is going to be a so this is going to be a bit of a brutal one for me. Then I've got to make sure I stay calm, because all the drivers are usually calm anyway, but I am certainly not then, am I? But this is going to be a fantastic race here tonight then as well then. So then as we're just watching the guys just finish a lap, and as Harry has just come out on circuit as well. In the McLaren there is just getting around the circuit as well. So I think that he won't be able to finish his lap there. He's always spun it there, and Harry there is just having a couple of issues there, line up the rear wheels there slightly. But yeah, I don't think Harry will be able to finish his lap there, because of course unfortunately he's got he didn't he didn't get across the line there before the checker flag as well then. So yeah, we're just now waiting for the race to begin itself then. So this is going to get very fruitful indeed, isn't it? Lovely lovely stuff indeed then. Right then is So it looks like Josh had a cheeky old bet on Matt today to get a podium now. So I think he'd be a bit disappointed that Matt's got a qualifying button there. But 10th edition is no means the end of your event, is it? So Matt can still get some good points from there, can he? So do not count Matt out. Do not count the Mercedes or Harry or Mason or anyone else out of this race then. And we're just now waiting for Harry to get wheeled back into the pit lane, and we'll start the race itself. Of course, I know a lot of you guys have come here to watch the race, haven't you? That is the main event here in IRC tonight. We do love qualifying, but it's the race itself, and that is the race where you get the points, isn't it? That's when points means prizes, prizes means world championships. And at the moment, the man who's in the championship by the slenderest of margins, and also by the slenderest of margins, got pole position for the 5th time this season by 52 seconds. And Roscoe is looking very much very quick at this stage of proceedings, isn't he? Can he get some good points here tonight then? And Roscoe figures out at 3 podiums this season, isn't he? Can he get a 4th one here tonight as well? I think he's he's actually, and all those 3 podiums have been 3rd position. Can he improve and get 2nd, or maybe even the win as well? Here we go then. You can see the garages are empty then. They are all getting ready then. They're out on circuit now, aren't they? They are now preparing themselves, aren't they? They got the car set up, so you've all been in park firmly, haven't they? No car changes then are allowed as soon as you set a wheel out on the circuit in qualifying. So that is it then. And you can see Mason is very keen, isn't he? He's got of course he would have had to start on the tyres, which he set as fast as that time on qualifying too, of course then. So it really he only had one option to choose on which whether to go on to the soft to the mediums or the hard tyres. And we've now got less than 10 seconds to go then for the start of this race as well, as I make sure that I am pumped up and ready to go then, making sure that I am hydrated, make sure that I'm also well ventilated as well, because I do look like an absolute mess at the end of every IRC race, and I expect no different here tonight as well, as once again then, just to remind ourselves where we are, we're in Circuit of America, which is in Austin, Texas, for the United States Grand Prix then for IRC Season 8 then as well. And of course I hope you've all enjoyed the show so far. Been a very good qualifying, but now it's the race as well, isn't it? So we've got 28 laps around this circuit, isn't it? Of course, but first used in Formula 1 back in 2012, of course then. And there's been some good races around here. I'm not the best of fan on this circuit, but it doesn't matter, does it? Because it still was. I don't like the circuit in terms of driving anyway, but I think in terms of watching it, it's going to be a fantastic event, isn't it? And what makes it even better, as we've got all 3 tyre compounds in use at the start of this race as well. Fantastic stuff indeed then. As Timmy's got disqualified straight from the get-go. Looks like Timmy and Hogg there have come to blows then, and that does actually make quite a big difference, because I think it hurts your launch, doesn't it, if I'm not very much mistaken. Maxi on pole position then for the 5th time of his IRC season. Alongside him is Roscoe, fantastic seeing right there. Steve in 3rd position there, right behind his championship rival, and T Sammy right with him as well. Timmy in 5th position there. 6 is Mason at the highest start in his IRC career, fantastic. Harry is 7th. Both Mercedes are 8th and 9th then, and Matt is in 10th position after that qualifying free ban. He is on the soft tyres then. Sprint is starting on the medium tyres then. He is the first man to choose whatever tires he wants, and he is on brand new spanking quartet of medium tires, and Hogg is on medium tires as well then. You can see the predicted strategies down there. 1 stop on lap 13 on the medium tires, 2 stop strategy, which will be a soft medium. Asdog in 13th position there, once again in the midfield for Asdog. Can he get some points? And Rizzle 6, the only man on the hard tyre in the 2nd Ferrari in 14th position there, really burning out the rear tyres there, isn't he? Rizzle 6 is struggling to get some tyre temperature in there, by the looks of it. Double Paul in 15th position. He is on the medium tires, and Josh in 16th position on those soft tires, looking very good, wasn't he? So Gaz there was doing a lot of tire testing, wasn't he, in qualifying in Q1 there, and he wants to opt for the medium tires, and good stuff from Gaz. Is that going to pay off? 18th is JJ in the Williams there on soft tires, and PB making his first appearance out on track. This event is in 19th position there, also on the soft tires for Haas as well. 19 cars then around. There's double, and Risk 6 has also been disqualified as well. 19 cars around the circuit, and I love going on board with a Ferrari power car, which is probably an unusual thing to say, isn't it? Especially the season they're having, but of all Ferrari power cars. But I just love the sound; it's absolutely beautiful, isn't it? The hybrid car, the V6 hybrid cars, do sound a lot more better than what they did in 2014. But of course, I'm an old fogey. I love a V10, V8, V12. Oh, I do miss those. Right then, PB then we're on board for him, and he is 19th on the grid then, and of course, since we didn't get to watch him in qualifying, I'm just going to enjoy his onboard for the formation lap as well then. As you can see then, PB is now in prime condition, isn't he? We have now taken the board off then, as we want to see more of the action as well then. So PB is primed and ready to go then. His car is ready for the start procedure. He is now lining his car up, and look, that yellow line now just on the outside of the car there, just to show him where he needs to line up there, because you cannot see much of these cars when you're sat in them. Right, 28 laps there, as we got a different predictive strategy there as well. Softs to hards there. Right then, 5 sets of lights are on. There's a pause, and we are going, Austin. And it's a great start there from Max there. Bit of wheel spin for Roscoe then. It is very close then, but look at this. Roscoe's alongside. Roscoe has gone in front already. And look at T-Sammy. He's around the inside. That's a squeeze. Maxi has gone out wide then. Maxi is down into front position there, as he got squeezed out, and Steve is in full position. Maxi is out there. T-Sammy's on the fantastic start. He's going for the lead already. T-Sammy takes the lead. That's an aggressive start there for T-Sammy. I know who has gone off. I think someone went off in a big way there, didn't he? And this Rizzle Sticks having a couple of issues there, but he's back on circuit as well. T-Sammy won, impressive start there. My goodness me, he was so aggressive. Roscoe though is trying to come back at him. T-Sammy's gone from 4th to 1st. Incredible stuff in a couple of corners there. 2 corners to be precise there. C has dropped down into 5th position. He's lost 2 positions there. Harry's up to 2 positions as well. Fantastic stuff. Mason's dropping down 2 positions. Same with Timmy as well. Fizzy is up 2 positions there. Biggest gainer on that opening lap was Gaz. He's moved up into a fantastic 14th position there as they come down the hill. Goodness gracious me, Steve is back on the inside of Harry. Look at this, and they say through that good stuff indeed. Then they say come down into the and we got Hog, who's got past Gaz as well. Gaz has gone slightly wide, then double in 16th position as well, and I've got all cars that are still circulating as we are now through 3/4 of the lap as well. T-Sammy then. Now then, this is what he needs to do then. So brilliant starter for T-Sammy. T-Sammy, as we are talking about the championship right now, 21 points adrift. As Asdog's got past Josh. Josh has been on a fantastic start. Oh goodness me then. As Asdog's up to 11th position now. Lap 1 completed. The gap is 8/10 of a second already then. T-Sammy there is really took off like a scored at this stage of proceedings there. Flying away then, T-Sammy then. And look at this, Maxi there is trying to adjust the balance already. He is up the inside then, or is he? Because I don't even know where he's gone then. He is having a ghost. He is a ghost then. And Roscoe has dropped down into a 3rd position then. And Maxi is now through and up into 2nd position, and Steve in 4th position, I should say. And who is that's Rizzle Sticks on a couple of issues as well. We've also got Josh then, who is I don't know what's going on now. I'm just going to stay with it then. So Rizzle Sticks currently in 19th position at the moment, and as the leaderboard is just getting itself adjusted, and we'll be back in we'll be back in rhythm in just a few moments then. On board with Gaz in 16th position as well then. And T-Sammy is still leading, but Maxi has now been in 2nd position. And Maxi, can he get out now? Can he get after of his championship run? Of course, the world champion himself, which is T-Sammy. Of course, look at lovely shot here from Fizzy, just in front of the rear wing as well, but we need to see more. There it is, and as Timmy's diffuse there is going to be feeling a bit the pinch down. Lovely shot from the McLaren there at the inside then, as Harry is back past Steve, I think, as well. There it is, as confirmed on screen as well. Harry has got past as well, but the gap is at the finish isn't over there between these two. Timmy is on the inside, and he will have the inside into turn 17. Cracking stuff there from Timmy. Both McLarens are looking strong at this stage of proceedings. Lovely. Going back to the front then, look at this. T. Sammy, who had a great launch there, but all of a sudden now it's under attack there from the World Championship leader. There he is. It's Maxi then. Roscoe's 8/10 of a second back then as we come through to complete lap number 2 then. Brilliant stuff indeed then, as it's getting very ferocious. Like Maxi is showing there that he is very quick at this stage. He wants to get back in the winner's circle. He hasn't been in the winner's circle for a very long time now in the World Championship. It's been a couple of races, hasn't it? Fitzy's back up the inside. He's back past Timmy, and there he is. And look at that, he's parking in front there. Great manoeuvre there from Fitzy there. Very well averse there in the art of attack and defence then. Brilliant stuff indeed there. As he flies past me. Brilliant stuff indeed there. And I've said brilliant too many times, but it is brilliant, is it? It's the only adjective I know, and I don't think that's even an adjective either. I don't know what that is. As a Max there is 3/10 of a second away, then he's in the DRS, and the DRS is now open for business then, and that is the drag reduction system as well. Look at those brake discs glowing as well then, accelerating away then. And there it is, and the rear wing opens as well. Now Maxi then, this is where Hamilton overtook Rosberg in 2014, where he also overtook Vettel as well in 2012. But at the moment, T. Sammy is still in front, he's got a slippery car. Harry is fantastic, he's flying up to Freon, he's now up into a beautiful third position there. We'll go back to the leader, so, because look at this, Maxi is trying to go on the outside, but T. Sammy there is having none of it, is it, whatsoever there. And Val has dropped down into an M for this row, and he's had a bit of a difficult start into this race. Roscoe is back up into third position, I should say, then, and now Steve is all over the back as well. Incredible fights up and down the field at the moment. It's brilliant stuff indeed then. Oh, I apologise. Oh, goodness me. And Asdog's up to 9th. My gosh, fantastic stuff from Asdog. That is. Oh, and who was that? That was. That's damage there. That's damage on one of the. It's Mason who's bad damage. He's in the pits, and what a shame for Mason. Unfortunately, just caught the end of that as well. That is such a blow, isn't it? And what a shame indeed then. And we've also got Steve who's got past Harry as well. Harry is. Is he dropping down the order? Where is Harry? Harry has dropped down into 5th position. Steve is back up in the 4th then. Harry had a very good couple of laps, didn't he? But unfortunately, he's dropping back now slightly. So we go through the S's as well. What a shame for Mason, and he was on a fantastic event, wasn't he? But he's gone into the back. I think it was a Vastog, unfortunately, wasn't it? As we're just back on board then with the World Championship leader, which is Max Simone. And as we got Chris Samarella saying that T. Sammy for the win there. He is winning the moment. Remember, T. Sammy started 4th on the grid, the World Champion, didn't he? He stormed through the field there. He got past 2 cars, and then he got past the leader back then. I think which was who was it? I can't remember. I think it was Roscoe, wasn't it? I can't remember. We're only on lap 4, and I'm already struggling to remember. It's been that action-packed already. Oh, Maxie going slightly wide there, but he is okay for the moment as well. But I think we need to look back and watch the sprint now. Who's alongside Val? Val is really strong down that back straight, isn't he? Is those tires gone off already from Val, or is he? Or is that just the setup of the car? Josh is coming to 12th. Josh is having a fantastic start to this race. Then, well done to Josh. And of course, this is I think it's his 5th start in IRC now. He's done a great job, hasn't he, so far? And once again, and shown that he definitely means business here in the RC, and looking forward to seeing what he can do after a season's worth of racing under his belt as well, as he is still trying to find his feet then, coming through then to complete lap number 4 in this race as well. And look at this, Maxi is not leaving the champion T. Samuel alone then. They are now pulling away then. It's 2.5 seconds between themselves, and Roscoe is in 3rd position then. Of course, Roscoe's best performance of the season so far has only been 3rd then. And Val is in the pit set, so we are surmising the addition to the tire. That's why, look at that, he's got damage on that end plate on the Mercedes. He is coming in, changing those tyres. He's on the hard tyres as well, and he is now coming out of the pit set. And there he goes then, and look at that then, leaving a lot of Pirelli rubber as well there in his box. Oh, Josh is off, he has spun it, is he going to hit the wall? No, he isn't there. And Josh there, very, I got to say, keeping his head very nice there, not to go into any wall there. Might have been a bit of luck there, but I would also say that's a bit of judgment as well. Good 17 for Josh. Unfortunately, from Josh's point of view though, his brilliant start there is as unfortunately he's got to do that all over again. He's dropped down to 15th position. He was in 11th or 12th position there, but unfortunately has dropped right down the order there. On board then with Max, with T-Sound, and then Maxi is right behind him as it stands. We're back on board then with Maxi, the world champion. Then we got Steve, who is now right on the gearbox of Roscoe as well. Fantastic stuff indeed then. Oh, brilliant stuff. Look at him, he's all over the back at the moment, isn't he? Roscoe then is parked right in the front now, isn't he? And with Roscoe, there's now starting to be a bit of a conga line there forming beyond Roscoe, isn't there? So they got to get by as quickly as possible. It's now up to 3 seconds, isn't it? Here's the battle for the lead once again, and this is what the state of play is at the moment. It's 4/10 of second at the moment, and as they come across the line once again. Lovely shot from the nose cone here of Maxi. He has DRS, doesn't he? But T Sammy is quite quick at a straight line, isn't he? He's no slouch, is he? Down that back straight, and also down the finish straight as well. Then as we're rising up the hill, then see there too far back then to have a good old lunge into Roscoe's path at this moment in time. Then as well as he flicks past me once again, and lovely stuff indeed. Then it's got to say that this is going to be a race about strategy, isn't it? It's got to be a race about keeping your head and making sure then that making sure that others around there lose theirs. And for example, Maxi is putting pressure on T Sammy. He wants to make sure that the champion makes a mistake. T Sammy, though, I think has shown more often than not than it will be. He had a dominant season last season. I think he had 10 race wins last season, didn't he? 9 or 10. And there was a couple of races there where he was under pressure, wasn't he? But he didn't buckle, did he? This season there's a completely different game now, a completely different ball game as well, because T Sammy has now got to try and maximise the points advantage over Maxi as we're on round 12, but it might be too late because Maxi is through. He passes the champion, and T Sammy is down into second position there. Maxi's gone slightly wide there, but that is not there's not too much of a problem there for the championship leader, and he is back into the lead then. The man who's on pole position then is back up there. Good stuff indeed then. So now I think that Maxi has the pace then at this stage of proceedings on the soft tyres at this point in the race, and he has the pace, I think, over T Sammy. But I'm wondering if T Sammy is going to be feeling more comfortable, more at home on those medium tyres then, as there is some drivers that do prefer the harder tyres, don't they? Whether it's the medium shot or the hard shot, they might not just like the soft tyres. They might just not get on with them very well then. But you can see then, so T Sammy still has DRS at the moment then, but as at the moment as into the pits, there comes Fizzy in the pits. Only 5 laps done then. Hog has got a 3-second penalty as well, but Fizzy coming in the pits. His teammate just came in the pits last time out. It's swapped to the hard tyres. Those are medium tyres, so going on to the Mercedes, and now it's a scheduled stop there for Fizzy, and he is out of the pits now. Good teamwork there for the Mercedes stuff indeed then, and I'm sure they will all be giving themselves virtual high fives. Back to who was that? That's Roscoe. Roscoe's off the circuit, and he has spun it, and Steve is coming to this path as well. I wonder if Roscoe came back on the circle in front of Steve then. I know Steve's got damage. I think he has. Steve's hit Roscoe. Oh dear then. And I think we only caught the end of it then, so that might be me surmising there. Oh dear, I think that they did cut the blow. So just having a look at the action-packed replay which I've got here. That's the advantage having the stream slightly behind, isn't it? But that is a big blow, isn't it? Look at Steve there. He's got damage, hasn't he? There he is. We've seen a bit of Haas end plate there. We got 2 McLarens there who've just swapped positions there. Not sure if that's formation flying or if Timmy has got the advantage so far. As we got yellow flags up fluttering then. As I think Steve is just getting out of the way and doing a very sportsmanly thing as well. Roscoe just weave there, and I wonder if that is to apologise or for some other reason there, but unfortunately Steve has come off the worst, hasn't it? Roscoe down in 8th position as well. That's a lot of damage on the American-based car as well, isn't it? This is definitely not the race that the American own team Haas wanted there, and Gina has to be very disappointed, won't he? As he might be walking back to his trailer, very unhappy indeed. And his other car, PB, is in 30th position there. He started 19th on the grid then, so I think that's a very good start to this race as well. Matt's in the pits then, only 7 laps. Oh my goodness me then, and I see them just getting out of the track way there, but I think that caught Gas a bit unaware there, as I've now got PB then, who is also through as well then. So into the pits comes Steven, as now then, so what a shame now for Steven, having a bit of a difficult time when he's coming in the pits then. He's also got a 3-second penalty somehow, which I'm not really sure how that happens. Now then, out of the pits comes Matt then, so Matt is coming out, he's behind Fizzy, so Fizzy is back past the Mercedes, the Alfa Romeo then, and he is on his way as well, and this is where it's going to get very interesting indeed then. The gap at the front is now up to 1 second, and T Stanley is out of DRS range at the moment then, as Steve is out of this race then. Oh my goodness me, the man who is 4th in the World Championship, and that is a huge blow as it stands at the moment then. Will T Stanley get in front of him as it stands at the moment? Yes, he will. That is not good at all, is it? PB is got up to 11th position, and so the champion, the man who's 2nd in the World Championship, is out. That's a huge blow, and this is a huge moment in the IRC World Championship story, isn't it? And we're going to look back on this one with we're going to look back on this one as maybe the day where where it just really shifted into Maxi or T Sammy's his favourite, perhaps at the expense of Steve. We hope not, because I want more twists and turns in this championship. Of course, just from a spectator's point of view, I'm a bit selfish, and I do enjoy the drama. Unfortunately, though, I don't think Steve does. He's out of the race, and he is the first retirement so far. Into the pits comes T Sammy, the man who stormed into the lead there earlier on this race, but he's not going to the pits. So we've also got Timmy in the pits as well. The Alfa Romeo mechanics go to work, formerly known as Sauber. Beautiful stuff in and out there from T Sammy. Here comes Sprint then, as he is now up into fourth position then after a pretty difficult qualifying performance there. Roscoe in the pits as well then. So here come, they're on the hard tyres there. Fizzy, remember, is on the medium tyres, and everyone else around him is on the hard tyres as it stands at the moment. So very interesting stuff, friends. The strategy is slightly split, isn't it? As they're now coming out of the pits now. Great stuff indeed then. We're on lap 9 then, as now we just watching Matt, who's now closing up to the back of Gaz, and who's in that 10th position. Well, Fizzy's in 9th position, and so we got Rizzle Sticks there. Oh my goodness me, Rizzle Sticks there and PB there going side by side into turn 2 and 3. Oh no, they've made contact, and Rizzle Sticks is around there, and oh dear, of course it's very difficult to go side by side there. And the Ferrari of Rizzle Sticks has done 8 laps on the meat hard tyres there, having a couple of issues there. They've come to blows there, and PB there is and PB has maintained his position there. It's oh dear then. So we've had a couple of difficult moments here in this race, haven't we? Matt is now up into 10th position, and of course he started 10th position. He is now past Gaz and now moved up 10th position. What Double has also been passed by Fizz as well. Double is on the medium tyres. He's going a longer way into this race at the moment, and we've also got Mason who is past at PB as well, and there's Roscoe in the background there who's also coming to the pits there. He's put on the hard tyres then. Are we expecting the hard tyres to go to the end of the race? Well, I certainly am, but I'm not a strategist. I do not have a tyre brain by any stretch of the imagination. Here comes Maxi's in the pits there. He's also on the hard tyres as well. Asdog is going to lead this race. Good stuff to see Asdog right at the sharp end of the field, but unfortunately Asdog fans, he hasn't pitted just yet. Then it would be a bit more sweeter if he had pitted, but he is going on a longer run indeed then. Sprint's also up to second position as well. Maxi comes out with a beautiful clear track, but look at this, and the undercut, well, it's just not close enough. It's not as powerful, is it, as other circuits, is it? And look at this, and his Fizzy is now starting to bear down on Timmy as well. Fizzy is looking very strong then, as I think he said in the past, isn't he? He's much more comfortable on the harder tire, just like we was talking about in the formation lap, weren't we? So yes, Fizzy there is very happy at this moment in the race, isn't he? And he's now really starting to become a thorn in the side of at least one of those two McLarens there. Well, sadly the second McLaren is, and then two McLarens was riding high at the beginning of this race as well. So Fizzy there getting a bit wild there on the grass as well, as the car is sticking around then. And T Sammy there, it looks like he's dropping back then, isn't he, at the moment? And there's a Maxi there is now just starting to stretch his legs at the moment, then, isn't he, in that Ferrari? And I think he's enjoying himself out of Maxi at the moment. And I've got to say, I love the fact of seeing these two men fight for position. We've seen it a couple of times, didn't we, last season for the Italian Grand Prix, for example, as Matt gets past Double, and now we've got Timmy there. Timmy is not going to be waving anyone by at the moment. Oh no, goodness me, then we might oh no, and JJ is having some issues there. He's in the Williams there. He has damaged the wing as well. Both Williamses are near the back of the pack at the moment then, and JJ who came in the pits earlier on then, and that is a big blow indeed for JJ, isn't it? Fizzy is going back to his spot here. Timmy is not going to let Fizzy, he's not going to wave him by, is he? So yeah, so I think that we're going to have a good old all-out battle then. We fall 6th and 7th position. Hog hasn't come in the pitch yet either, so no Sprint and Asdog. So those are the three men that are at the top of the timesheets at the moment who haven't pitted there. Gaz in the background at the moment in a good 11th position there. Look at this as well as Harry there getting a bit squirty out the final corner. Double though is it looks like he's not yielding, is he? But look at this, much more top end speed there for the McLaren, as a Double there hasn't got DRS, has he? So Harry is through and up into up into 9th position, Double dropping down to 10th position. Fizzy there is now Maxi is out of the T Sammy's DRS range, isn't he? So now I think this is where Maxi couldn't really control the race, can he? On board then with Fizzy, then it's the closest battle on track at the moment, isn't it? Look in the foreground, there's a yellow dot. That is Hog then, who's on 10 lap out at medium tyres. So of course his tyres not going to be fresh, and this is an opportunity for Fizzy there to strike whilst the iron's hot. And of course he's on the medium tyres as well. So So he needs to be quick at this stage of proceedings, does he? He needs to build as much as a gap then with all the cars around him who's gone onto the hard tyres, haven't they? So, yeah, so we're just on board. Yellow flag in free. That's a Williams gone right off. It's JJ! JJ is off. He is out of the race then. He's out of the race at turn 18. Is that going to be a safety car? That is in a very dangerous position. Remember, I think Ricardo retired around there. Now it's a virtual safety car, isn't it? Which really hurt Verstappen, didn't he, that year as well? And, well, at the moment, the yellow flag is still out. Then it's out. It's been cleared. Then the Williams car is out, and unfortunately, that is it then for JJ. He is out of the race. That's the second retirement on lap 11 then. As Rachel Hughes said, come on, Gaz, you've got this. Gaz is currently in 11th position at the moment, 3.2 seconds away from double, and that is his battle at the moment. It's between himself and double, just on the fringe of the points. I remember Gaz was doing a lot of running on the medium tyres in qualifying one, wasn't he? As he was just trying to get to grips with the medium tyres. As you can see then, look on this, as Timmy's on the outside then, as Hogg is not giving up though, is he? Oh my goodness me, at all! They're giving each other a bullet more than a pecker there, goodness gracious me! As now we got Timmy, who is now being squeezed, isn't he? As Fizzy is right behind him as well. It is getting very fraught. Matt is only a second and a half back. There he is then. We have also got Roscoe, who is giving Gaz a bit of a squeeze as well, going into turn one then. As they are very close as well, but I think the Gaz there has repelled the attack of Roscoe for the minute, and we'll keep an eye on both battles then, as much as I can anyway, as we're coming down the hill as well then, as Roscoe looks like he is coming back as well. Maxi has got past, sprinted up into second position and down this back straight as well, and I've forecasted some of these guys might change position as well. Lovely shot indeed. We also have seen the DRS pop up into the screen as well. Lovely jubbly indeed as we're coming down the back straight. Hogg hasn't got DRS, and so he's now fending, isn't he? He's fighting for on time behind his back, but my goodness me, he is doing a fantastic job, isn't he? Oh, and now Timmy, they're getting very squirrely. He is up the inside. Fantastic stuff indeed. Roscoe is past Gaz and moved up into 11th position as well. Oh no, there's contact, and I think it's contact between Fizzy and Hogg there. He spins it around the car. Hogg spins the car around. Oh dear then. And as you can see, just taking a look then, it was getting very close. A virtual safety car, and I'm wondering if that's for the instant now. As though he's coming in the pits as well then. As yeah, I think that I'm wondering if Hogg just didn't see Fizzy there into the pits come. So Asdog rolling the dice then. Oh, he's got no nose cone. Asdog has got no wing there, and look at that then. So the whole wing section has gone there. So that's why he's in the pits, and he's not rolling the dice. I know that's the problem. Asdog there coming into the pits, I think earlier than what I expected. We've got a lot of other pit stop strategies. Both Renaults are in the pits. This is not good then. Look, Double is too close to him. This is going to hurt Double a huge amount then. And look, there is Hogg then. He's coming in the pits. Oh no, and he's also going to change the nose cone as well. This is appalling for the Renault team. And oh dear. He's on the soft tyres, Hogg is as well. Look, the Renault mechanics are trying to get back in position, but this is appalling luck for Double. They ain't even ready there, and I could hear a lot of a lot of profanity in the helmet there. Double, what a shame there, but he is on the medium tyres. Double is again. I think that is confirmed that he's on a two-stop strategy as well. Well, after all that shenanigans, the virtual safety car has come back in the pits. Double's lost a huge amount of time then. Pit stop usually takes about 3 seconds, and of course that was almost triple. That wasn't it, which is a big shame indeed then. And of course that was triggered there where Hogg and Fizzy came to blows there, coming into turn 17. Unfortunately, and I'm not sure if Fizzy's seen a Hogg there or vice versa, because they was all battling each other when they. It's very difficult, isn't it? To you have to rely on your instincts, don't you, as a Formula 1 driver, quite a lot. And unfortunately, the instincts didn't pay off too well, though, did it? So at the moment, Sprinter's the only man who hasn't gone in the pitch yet, and I don't think Rizzlesticks has either yet. And Rizzle then is on the hard tyre, and he's doing a good job there. Rizzle is. Remember, he was facing the wrong way, wasn't he, a couple of laps ago? But he's into a very nice. Very nice, 11th position now as well. Good stuff on the Ferrari. Hogg, though, is bearing down on him. Talking of bearing down, Timmy is now going to be feeling the force of Fizzy. He is up the inside. And he passes. Oh, does he? Because where is Timmy? Let's go on board. There he is. And that's, of course, that is a medium tyres compared to the hard tyres. Yellow flag. That's a problem. And who's it? It's Gaz. Gaz having issues on the hard tyre. He has just put on those hard tyres. And it looks like it's taking a very long time to get up to temperature on the racing point, isn't it? So you have to be very very cautious on the opening couple of laps then for these hard tyres. As we've seen Rizzlesticks having a couple of issues as well to begin with as well. What a shame then is talking Rizzlesticks that he has just got passed by Hogg. Hogg has gone up and under. There's a two compound difference between Hogg and Rizzles. Hogg is on the soft tyre, well, so Rizzles has gone on to the hard tyre in the Ferrari as well. He hasn't pitted yet though. Now we've got Double then, who's gone onto the back of PB quite nicely then. So Timmy then at the moment has been passed by Fizzy. Fizzy now needs to, has got an 8-second gap between himself and T Sammy. So he now needs to really start to put the hammer down, doesn't he? We're halfway through this race and PB has gone a bit wide there into the SSR. And Double there swoops on the outside and he is trying to make up ground that he's lost. He's lost an awful amount of time, hasn't he? Which is a big blow for Double, isn't it? But hopefully he can rebound back in this race there on board of Matt, who is in 6th position at the moment. And he was on, he had a qualifying ban and qualifying free, of course, but he is now fighting. He is now fighting back through the field and in a very strong 6th position mode. Albeit he is on the medium tyre, of course. So I knew that was Harry in the back when I got to say ventured off there. I think he was going to Vancouver, wasn't he? To be honest, I think that's in Canada actually, isn't it? So perhaps I don't even know my geography as well. So as Matt is 6/10 of a second away from Timmy, he is in the DRS range. He's going to have double DRS, isn't he? Down the back straight, of course. If I remember, some Mercedes had a double DRS, didn't it, in 2012, I think it was, which is kind of really giving the paddocks something to chat about, which normally happens, doesn't it, really? A team comes up with something innovative, and there's a lot of chatter going on, isn't there? That's the state of play in Formula 1, isn't it? It's a piranha paddock, isn't it, sometimes? Anyway, we're on board with Matt then, as Nat came about, I was talking about the double DRS, and Matt might have the double DRS, but that might not come to fruition now, because Timmy is having a Poland run there, the first sector of the lap then. And now Timmy is out of the DRS, and Matt there getting a bit heavy on that loud pedal there, and give him a half spin as well. But he's now going back and underneath then as Spray's now back past as well. Matt then's through. Matt's through and he's passed and moved up into 5th position as well. Timmy dropping down to 6th. He's not enjoying this stage of the race, Timmy isn't. But remember, Timmy is on the hard tyres. All the guys around him is on the medium tyres. And I think that they're going to be looking at Sprint and seeing what Sprint is doing, because Sprint is giving them some valuable information. And I have no doubt that Sprint will be feeding a lot of this information back to this man here. His teammate Matt, of course, said, as Sprint and Matt has already shown in the past of how good their teammates they can be. Remember, in IRC Elite, it was Samson and Slim that had a brilliant rapport of team. Oh my goodness me! That's a safety car, and PB and the Gaz have come to blows somehow. And oh goodness me! And that's a safety car, and Gaz has got damage there on that racing point. Oh my goodness gracious me! And that racing point has wingless as well. Who is going to take advantage of this? Take advantage of these opportunities? Anyone going to take advantage? Well, Roscoe is said he is in the pits now. He's got a 10-second advantage over Val. So and also Val's coming into the pits as well. Then I wonder if Hogg might take advantage of this. And he's on the soft tyres. So Roscoe in the pits, and he's on the medium tyres. And those medium tyres there, Sprint's already done 15 laps on those medium tyres there. So that should get Roscoe to the end then. So again, valuable information. Hogg does not come in the pits. Same with Val as well. So good stuff indeed. Oh, I'm a poet and I didn't even know it. Good stuff. Right then, so we got a safety car then. Is any of the top runners going to come in the pits? And here comes Maxi. And this is definitely going to throw a bit of jeopardy in this race now indeed. And just taking a quick look as well, so we've got Mason in the pits, and Rizzlesticks is coming in the pits while he's onto the medium tyres now, so Rizzlesticks does down to pit again, and nor does Mason either then, so good stuff indeed there for these guys. This is going to be potentially a game changer as well. Double in the pits, he's only done 2 laps on the medium tyres there, but this also brings Double back into the chance for points as well. Drive-through penalty though from Val, he is speeded under the safety car, and unfortunately that is the delta that you have to adhere to. Gaz is in the pits while Josh there just in there, his teammate out of the race, JJ unfortunately there in the Williams, but also PB out of this race as well. So both Haas's are having a nightmare race, a nightmare home race, aren't they? And so unfortunately no points there for the Haas team as well. This is going to be quite difficult in the constructors as well. So we're just taking a look then. This is a lovely shot then. Maxi is staying out, but who is in the pits then? Wow, Maxi is stayed out, so I think whatever has happened, he was going to be down if he did, down if he didn't. The Ferrari mechanics has just gone back in for Rizzles. So here comes the world champion. He's in the pits now, and what tire's going to chase you? He's on the medium tires. Everyone up behind it. Max is coming to the pits, and oh goodness me, Sprinter's on the soft tires. Interesting stuff here. Here comes Fizzy. He is changing tires as well. He is on the medium tires. As Asdog there is now up into. Is he going to be in second position? Not quite then. I know. So then Asdog then is right back in the thick of this. He's done 3 laps on those hard tires, which should get him to the end then. Fizzy on medium. Soft tires for Matt. Soft tires for soft tires for Timmy. No, medium tires for Timmy. Soft tires for Harry as well. This is good. This is great, isn't it? I gotta say, I love it. It's really shook things up. I think the man is going to be very unhappy about the safety car. As Maxi hasn't even come in the pits either, and he will be behind the safety car if he isn't already. And he is already behind the safety car. Oh dear, oh dear. And there's Roscoe back in 10th position as well. Then, so this has brought a lot of cars back into play. So T-Sammy then, I gotta say, in terms of a straightforward race then, it was going to be very difficult, wasn't it, for as now into the pits comes Russell Sticks again, and this is a strategy change. In terms of a straightforward race then, I'm not sure if T-Sammy had the legs over Maxi, but now with the safety car come out, as Russell Sticks is on the soft tires, now the safety car come out, now the strategy has been given a curveball, hasn't it? And goodness me, it's a major curveball, isn't it? And of course, from a country that loves a bit of baseball as well, this is definitely really breathed new life into this race as well, isn't it? So Maxi should be able to get to the end on those hard tires, but those hard tires are going to be of course they are not going to be as give him his instant grip as T-Sammy. Of course T-Sammy will get easier tire warm up and all that kind of stuff as well. So we're coming up to lap 18 then. So I think the safety car will be out for one more lap, and then we'll be back at it again. And there's Burn Mylander being called into action, as we've had a horrific, horrible smash in between PB and Gaz, or it looked like anyway. The remains of PB's car, and unfortunately that was the last Haas in this race as well. As Steve, it was unfortunately had a nightmare race, didn't he? So both Haas out on their home race as well. So absolute nightmare, isn't it? But you know, there's a horrific crash, and that crash out the back there is really breathed into life for this race, hasn't it? Let's take stock with 10 laps to go in this United States Grand Prix. It's Maxi leading, T-Sammy second, Asdog in third position there, only 4 laps on those hard tires. Sprint now, I gotta say, it's benefited the most, hasn't he? From 11th on the grid to 4th. He is on soft tires as well, Sprint is. He is going to be a thorn in the side, isn't he, of the top runners. 5th position is Fizzy on medium tires. Matt's in 6th on soft tires as well. It's brilliant, isn't it? 7th position is Timmy on medium tires. Hog 8th position. He's done 4 laps on those soft tires. I'm not sure if Hog will be able to get to the end on those. These soft tires can be quite fragile. Harry in 9th position, and 10th position is Roscoe. Val in 11th position. Mason in 12th position. Double is on the hard tires in 13th position there. 14th position is Josh. Rizzlesticks is back on the soft tires in 15th, and Gaz is we're on board with him now. Gaz is in 16th position then, and you're just on board with me. Comes through turn number 20 as well. So the safety cars really shook things up in this race, hasn't it? It was looking very calm and steady, wasn't it, up until a certain point. Now all of a sudden it's been absolutely all been blown wide open, hasn't it? Goodness me then. So this is going to be a frightfully good end to this race, isn't it? And you can see they're all just Constantine around now as well. So double then is just the double Josh, Rizzlesticks and Gaz then. So we're on board with Gaz right now. Lovely over the shoulder shot from Gaz then. They're all just catching up then, and then when we get back, and then once they catch up, we'll be back racing then with it'll be a 10-lap sprint race, won it to the finish here in America. Of course, really good stuff indeed there. Really impressive. And unfortunately we do have to list off the retirements. There's only been 3 so far in this race, and both Haas out of the race, and disappointing for the American based team then. JJ out of the race as well, after it looked like he had a problem there at turn 18 then. So those are the 3 retirements so far then. Don't go anywhere, folks. Don't adjust your YouTube stream, your Facebook stream, or any stream you're watching it on, because this is going to be good. It really is. So Burt Mylander then hasn't turned off those safety car lights yet then, as we're nearing the end of the lap then. I'm wondering then if we're going to do one more lap behind the safety. No, it isn't. There it is. Burt Mylander has turned off the safety car lights with only 2 cars to go then. Goodness me then. So not a lot of time then for Maxi there to really plan his strategy, but that doesn't matter because Maxi would already have an idea of what to do then. Of course, he's an experienced driver, isn't he? And he's also a quick driver as well. And look at this then. T-Sammy wants to strike whilst the orange hot. Look at how close they're getting behind then. And now we're back racing here in America with 10 laps to go then. No DRS then for the first 3 laps. And here we go then. Look in the background as that's one of the Renault said he was having a couple of issues. Just take a look then. There's a yellow flag there floating. Oh, goodness me then. Look at all these cars and they're so close. It's Harry, it's Roscoe, it's Val. Roscoe's going to go on the outside. So Harry has kept it on the inside as well. Lovely stuff indeed. Then Roscoe's going to go up and under. He's got a much more purchase, much more traction. Wow. Yellow flag in one then. As what's going on in one? I think it's Josh who's had some issues there. As he's dropped back down to the last place on the grid then. Some of these tyres are going to be cold then, so you've got to keep them at temperature. And indeed they are indeed. Then look at this. So Roscoe is all over the back of Harry like a bad suit at the moment. Goodness me then. As they flutter over the top of the hill. Oh my goodness me. Look at this. And as Harry is all over the back then. Fizzy is passed. No, it's Matt who's passed Fizzy up the inside track position. And we've also got Harry and a Hog then batting away as well. Look at this then. Harry's got much more on purchase there. This is going to be a drag race there, isn't it? Until that big stop then. And where is he? Look at this. And it's wheel to wheel then. As we also see the first wheel as well. Look, Fizzy's all over the back of Matt. Then it's like come down the hill. Fizzy's back through. No, Matt's back through. Harry's up the inside. Look at this then. So yes, good stuff then. Matt is still in 5th and 6th position as well. Look, Hog though is still up the inside there. And it's Roscoe who's having a look as well. And oh my goodness me then. The battle at the front there. Still at 3 tenths a second. They have pulled a second away from Asdog. Asdog's the cork in the ball at the moment. He's done 5 laps on those hard tyres as the hard tyre runs are going to be struggling at this stage of proceedings, aren't they? Just get those tyre temperatures up to temperature, aren't they? As we just seen a flash drive of Josh there having a couple of issues there. There's T7 in. He needs to get past there fairly quickly, doesn't he? Well, he does have 8 laps there to go. And Matt set the fast out of the race there. He was flying, wasn't he, on that opening lap here? Look in the background there, and look at this sprint is now breaking so much earlier than so much later than Matt Alsdog. Alsdog is on the inside though and is keeping the attack there. Matt is now alongside. Matt is alongside. There is, oh my goodness me. This is going to be, oh my gosh, incredible stuff there. But Matt is still in 4th position well there because look, I think that's given a Sprint a wake-up call because Sprint is now all over the back of us. Oh my goodness me, Fizzy, I thought he was going to go into the back there. Josh has had to go in the pits and more shame for the Williams car. This was a day where he might have got some points for the Williams team. Doesn't look like it at the moment and unfortunately at this stage of proceedings and now then the Sprint is all over the back of us. Look at him weaving this way and that way. Asdog will repel the attack for as long as possible. Asdog is only in it for some points for himself and the Alfa Romeo team. Oh no, but now Sprint there is gaining. There he is. He's on the outside. He passes. Asdog and moves up into 4th position. That's a McLaren going on the inside of Fizzy. And look at this. And it's now Fizzy there wheel to wheel. And Matt is having a look on the inside of Asdog. We've also got Hog and Roscoe still battling away as well. Matt and Asdog is, oh my goodness me, going on the outside into turn 17. And there's all action all over the show here in America. Fantastic stuff. Accelerating out then, and so we just got Roscoe's past the Hog as well. There he is, and Hog has done a couple more laps on those soft tyres. That is a big difference, isn't it? It's only like 3-4 laps, isn't it? But such an important 3 or 4 laps as well. As T7 set the fast lap race there. Now DRS will be enabled on this lap then. So here we go then. And look at this. And it says Val is in the pits. And so Val's had an issue in the second Mercedes. And look at this. And Matt is up the inside. He passes Alsdog, does he? No, Alsdog still swoops in front of him. And keeps that position then. Fizzy there. Look at these Q cars. And Hog there in the yellow car right at the back at the moment. Val in the pits then. And I'm not sure what's happening with Val then. He is really struggling, isn't he? As I think it was a drive-through penalty. I apologise. I completely forgot that he had a drive-through penalty, didn't he, for speeding under the safety car. I know that is a big blow indeed, isn't it? Lovely shot here as well. Look at that though. It's Sprint is on the podium. He's 2.1 seconds away from Asdog. He's 2 seconds away from the battling duo at the front as well. And I think DRS is now enabled this time around. It is indeed. And look at this then. And now Maxi is going. This is where it's going to get really tough for Max as well. He is defending, isn't he? He is defending. But T-Sammy takes the lead of the American Grand Prix. But he's gone in wide then. And look at this then. So Max is trying to go back up the outside then. But look at this. T-Sammy, look at this. The two men battling for the championship of wheel to wheel in the American Grand Prix. And Maxi swoops back in front and takes. Oh no! And I thought he was on the inside then. I thought there was going to be a spin there. No, not quite. And very impressive drivers, aren't they? Fantastic. I love it. And they're coming through turn 18 as well. And that is not the end of it. This is just the beginning, guys. And so I hope you've got enough. I hope you've got enough snacks or whatever else you're enjoying on this beautiful Thursday afternoon, or evening I should say. So this is far from over as well. 22 out of 28 then. Fizzy there as sprints at the fast. Max in the wall! Man's in the wall then! He has spun it on the final turn there. Max just got past Asdog, has spun it, and it's a virtual safety car. And Matt dropping right down to 11th position. He was having such a strong race up until that point. Oh no! And it's not good at all, was it? What a shame indeed then. So we've got virtual safety car. They have to adhere to a delta. Look how close Sprint has got to the back. Ignore the time limits for now. Ignore the times for now though. As Val has come back into the pits then, and I think this time it's for a change of tyres and strategy then. Of course, he had a drive through penalty, now it's on the soft tyres until the end of the race then. He's just waiting for the, he is taking advantage of the safety car, and but he's going to need to have a miracle of some kind to get the points from there for Val. Unfortunately, it's not going to all well in this second part of the race then. So when are we going to get back racing? Look how close. Now we're back racing. DRS has been able to look at T. Simon there. It's all over the back. We've also got Harry, who's got past as well. So I think Timmy's on the pole-in start. He has his drop down to a finish. Roscoe's up at the 6th. And we've also got T. Sammy taking the lead of the American Grand Prix. Once again, deja vu. Now it's this time, no, he's a much more calmer. Oh, I say it's much more calmer. It's not behind, no, is it? Goodness me. Roscoe's got past both McLarens on that restart as well. But Timmy on the medium tyres, Harry on the soft tyres there. As well, but Roscoe also on the medium tyres. Interesting stuff, and also still doing a great job there of repelling the attack then. And now T Sammy leads this race then, so got to say the safety car's really played into the hands, hasn't it, of T Sammy. Can Maxi though keeping the DRS and keep the pressure on T Sammy with just 6 laps to go in this race? But I think he needs to be concerned by Sprint now. Sprint is on the soft tyres, remember, and this is going to get very interesting indeed then. So who is going to win? And I have no idea from the front three. This is fantastic edge of your seat stuff then. Fizzy there is less than a second behind now, so he'll be in the DRS then. And look at how much more braking capacity he has over Asdog, and that's because of Asdog on the hard tyres, and that's just a tyre advantage. And Matt in the pits then, unfortunately, then after damage that wing on the last lap on turn 20, then so you have to go a whole lap there. It's not just the pain of breaking your front wing, it's also the pain of having to go all the way around the lap with no wing at all there. And such a shame. And Hogg is in at 9th position. Mason is, Hogg has gone off there and having some major issues there as well. And so Hogg there having issues. Matt's coming out of the pits now, and he is down in 15th position there. And yeah, so that's a big. He's down into last now, Matt. Let's see what he can do from there. But I don't think that there's much he can do, unfortunately. Down in 16th position. And there's T Sammy, who is just trying to break the slipstream, isn't it? Is Maxi is still in DRS zone at the moment. Taking a look down though, because there is so much happening in this race, isn't it? The safety car is really breathed a lot of life into the second half of this race, hasn't it? Fantastic stuff indeed there. Asdog though is once again becoming the cork in the bottom. Can the two McLaren strike back after Roscoe there really helps him out there? Brilliant stuff indeed there. And absolutely fantastic stuff. And on board with Fizzy at the moment, go a bit wide into turn 17 then, so Roscoe is now going to be all over his gearbox then. And you can see then that Timmy, so it's Harry on the soft tyres, they're not really making much inroads at the moment, as we're just on board with Roscoe as well. Asdog getting a bit squirrely in front of us as well. Sprint is now within a second of Maxi. That means he's in DRS, and look at those two battling coming up the hill as well. Fantastic stuff. But Maxi just shows how good he's been tonight, even on the hard tyres. He is so quick around the circuit, isn't it? It's scary to watch. It's scary to see. I am so glad I'm not racing against him tonight. Goodness me. Well, I'm usually glad I'm not racing against Maxi anyway, because he's a quicker young cookie, isn't he? As we're flying through the S's as well. And look at this as well. As now Roscoe is now really putting the squeeze, isn't he, on Fizzy, as Fizzy has dropped back behind Asdog. Asdog is really starting to, since he's found his foot in, and because of that, and those hard tyres might be coming up to temperature now. And we've also seen it with the other Alfa Romeo of the other hard shot car of Maxi, who is on 13 laps now as well. And look at this, and so we might have thought it was all done and dusted, but no, listen, because T Sammy is still in the DRS zone. And now look at this, and it's Maxi getting almost right into the gearbox there. T Sammy is on the outside. T Sammy has gone wide. There's another round around the final part of this lap. That is so technical around here. Maxi is on the outside, but he's got the inside. Roscoe is up the inside. The yellow flag is fluttering, and we got a virtual safety car just as Maxi gets through. Then as Roscoe in Fizzy battling for position then. And look, I think that's going to be very unlucky on the part there of T Sammy, because I think Maxi got through just as the virtual safety car came out. Matt is out of the race. I think he is out of the race then, down in 15th position as well. What a shame there. And we're going to be back racing in just a jiffy as well. And now then, we're going to be back racing in just a few moments then. We're on lap 25 and as well. Look how close Sprint gets in under this virtual safety car. It is just because, of course, you have to keep him to a delta. Look at T7 there. He is lining up for a move, isn't he? He wants to strike whilst the iron's hot then. Oh my goodness me, almost going into the side as well there. Oh, of Max then. Goodness me, I was getting very, going to get very tasty, wasn't it? And so then we're just waiting for that virtual safety car to come in. The car has been moved then, and now we're back racing then, and now look at this, Maxi has gotten the power, and he is as soon as the virtual safety car or any car for the hard tires, it's just really not good, is it? Because these hard tires are so hard to warm up at now. I know it's a later stage of the race said, but Asdog there once again, but it looks as the temperature anyway. But having said that, then we're on board then as we're on board as well though with Fizzy. But having said that, then Maxi is now at free. It's now 0.8 of a second in front of T Sammy. Then as T Sammy, I got T Sammy. This was a golden opportunity, but Maxi is just supreme around the circuit, isn't it? Very incredible stuff indeed there from Maxi, the world championship leader, and he will extend his lead after a bit of a difficult start. Oh my goodness me, we'll talk about that in a minute because Fizzy's on the outside. Asdog's gone on the inside. Fizzy's gone a bit wide then. And where's Roscoe? I thought Roscoe was going to sneak up on the inside there. Not quite though. Not quite indeed then. As we are just coming into the final stage then. And as Fizzy there just having a lunge on the inside. Rizzle Sticks has passed Double as well. There he is. He's got up the inside. Passes the Renault driver. Double is going to go back on the outside, is he? He's having a look then. And look at that then. That's a Gaza also having a sniff up the inside as well. He was quite a way back, but Double is going to lunge. Oh my goodness, there's contact, and Double is through and up into 17th position now, and Rizzle's dropped down into up to 11th position. Rizzle's dropped down to 12th, and Gaz also in 13th position there. T Savvy there is mirroring at the moment, but Sprint News, the man on the move, isn't he? Look at this, a 10th of a second. Oh, goodness me, then it's less than a 10th of a second now, isn't it? And they come out and look at this, and these 5 cars battling then. Who is going to be full position? That's is now 5.2 seconds away. Lovely shot here of the S's, and look at how much more confidence, I should say, is Fizzy has got there. Gaz has got past Rizzle Sticks as well. Rizzle Sticks there is having a bit of a problem there, as Rizzle Sticks is, oh goodness me, no, Gaz is facing the wrong way in turn 1 there. Oh no! There's another car facing the wrong way. It's Fizzy. Fizzy is facing the wrong way, and we're just coming back round as well. What a shame there for Fizzy. He has dropped right down into 10th position. And Timmy is also dropping down as well. He's gone wide then. Oh dear. Then that is not good at all, is it? T Sammy's now less than 3/10 of a second away then. And I was just trying to take a look to see what happened there, but unfortunately I couldn't. Look at Timmy. Look at Timmy. He's going up the inside. He passes Roscoe, moves up into 5th position there, and now he is on his way. But says Harry jumped down the order as well. Mason has just got past Hogg. Mason is on course for his best result of his IRC career. Lovely stuff indeed there. Roscoe is really. Oh, is he going to have a lung? He's going to have a lunge there. Oh, there's contact. There is contact. Oh no, Roscoe and Timmy have come to blows there in turn 17. They're both on the grass. They're both on the grass there. And Harry, that's a reprieve for Harry there. Unfortunately for Timmy and Roscoe, luckily they haven't lost 2 in positions there. Roscoe there is just trying to recover back onto the circuit as well. Wow, what is going on here tonight? It's incredible, isn't it? My goodness me. As just coming through the final turn as well, as Roscoe there is coming into the pits. A 10-second penalty for Roscoe, and I think that will be the end of Roscoe as we're on 27 as well, and he is in the pits, and Double is on course there. 5-second penalty for Roscoe as he is out of the race set, and as Frank is saying that he may be biased, but that is not on from Roscoe twice now, and that's unfortunate for Roscoe, isn't it? As unfortunate as well, really. As I'm going to I try not to be biased there, but so I'm going to leave that be for now. But I can't leave this be for now. We got less than 2 laps to go then. As yellow flags is fluttering, Roscoe's out of the race then. We've lost Roscoe, Matt, PB, JJ, and Steve. Then as Kyle has just said, yes, USA. Hello, Mr. Meek, and come on, Haas. Unfortunately, Kyle, both Haas's are out of the race. Just before the half distance, which is such a shame. As PB out of the race, as well as Steve as well. So which is unfortunate there. So a bad day in the office there for the homegrown team, isn't it? Now we've got a good old battle for the final point, which is as Russell's car is actually parked there quite on these S's there, which isn't very good, is it? So just watching this, the battle for the lead there. It's between Maxi, it's between Sprint, and it's between T Sammy as well. Look at this, and the top three. And if we had Steve in there, this would be the top four in the World Championship. But I believe that with Steve included, those four guys are the top four in IRC at this moment in time in terms of form, in terms of performance. Oh my goodness me, brilliant stuff indeed. And in terms of speed, then we're on board with Maxi. This is a vital time in the World Championship. I know we're only round 12, but every point is golden, isn't it? We've got Rizzlesticks then, who is very keen on a doubles position, isn't he? Because he hasn't got a point yet in his career, in his season of IRC. Can he get that today? Can he put that hoodoo to bed then here tonight? So we got a couple of questions that needs to be answered at the final stage. Can Fizzy get past Hog? He's done 14 laps on those soft tyres, but he's still on course for some major points. And also, can Rizzlesticks get past Double at the moment? That's not the case at the moment, and they're very close though, as Gaz there, as Gaz and Val are battling away, as we got Rizzlesticks there also all over the back as well. We've also got Fizzy and Hog there, who are fighting for position as well. T Sammy is gaining, he's not close, is he? He's not close, and that is exactly what Maxi needed. He must have had a good run there on that straight end, and that is absolutely beautiful, Maxi, isn't it? This is a very impressive performance from Maxi, isn't it? On those hard shod tyres there, on the 17 lap out hard tyres. T Sammy is on the fresher medium tyres there, and really though, Maxi did not let him get away. This is absolutely incredible performance there from the Ferrari driver. This is why he's in the World Championship, isn't it? For Maxi, he's been absolutely superb. This is his best race win, I think, in IRC to date for his career, and this is the final corner, and Maxi wins his 5th race win of the season. A brilliant race win there for Maxi. T Sammy in second, Sprinter third position, driver of the day for me, possibly, maybe Aston might even steal that way, because Aston was fantastic in 4th position as well. 5th position there was Harry in the McLaren. A good day's work there for both McLarens in 5th and 6th position there. Lovely stuff indeed. Mason, what an event for Mason. Great qualifying performance, and even better race performance as well. Hog is Fizzy's in 8th position. Hog is down in 9th position there. What about Double and Rizzlesticks there, fighting for the final point, and who is going away from getting a first point of his season? Val is in 12th position. Gaz is coming through in 13th position, and 14th position is Josh in the Williams there. But Maxi, 5th race win of his career, and 8th podium of his season as well. But that, for me, is his best performance, his best drive of his IRC career. And wow, that is a huge statement there for Maxi. Who can stop this man? He was on a bit of a barren spell, wasn't he? A bit of a barren spell as Maxi was. He hasn't won since round 5 in Hungary, has he? But Maxi, my goodness me, that doesn't seem right to me. But he's back on top of the world there for the Ferrari driver is. And goodness me, he started off the season so well, and he hasn't won for so long. He is back on top, safe of the podium, and that is his finest drive to date. Brilliant stuff indeed. Fantastic. Let's take a final look at the classification from the United States Grand Prix. Val got the fastest up in the end then, but unfortunately, because he's outside the points, then he doesn't get that bonus point either. And that's Val's second time on the points now, on a bit of a difficult spell. Unfortunately, penalties for Fizzy and Hog there, and for Val. Everyone else had no penalties. Also a very nice clean race. Good stuff there from everyone out there. Maxi is 5th race win of the season. Good stuff indeed there, as he beat the world champion T Sammy, and that was an impressive performance there. Sprint there got up to third, and then brilliant 70, but it's Asdog who got driver of the day with 4th position. Fantastic drive from both Sprint and Asdog. Really good stuff there, and Asdog on a very worn hard tire as well. Brilliant stuff. Harry in 5th position, Timmy in 6th position, Mason, his best performance of his career in RC 8th, and Fizzy in 9th, Hog in 10th position, Hog in 9th position, Double in 10th position, Rizzlesticks half a second away from his first points at Val 12th, Gaz and Josh 13th and 14th for retirements. Roscoe, Matt, PB, JJ and Steve all retired from this incredible United States Grand Prix. And of course, then and that's the United States Grand Prix down. That is round 12. Then done and dusted. That's in the history books, and that is finished. Then next race we're going to is of course the historic Spa in Belgium, isn't it? Of course, the best racetrack in the world. It's fantastic. The Belgian Grand Prix is, and it's going to be one for the books, isn't it? So stay with us, folks. And that is next week. Then in IRC. Then it's going to be it's going to be great, isn't it? So see you in a week's time then.